I'm on the clean cam. There we go. What the hell happened in offline chat? Why am I getting question marks in my own Discord? Excuse me? I can't just go live? Hello? What's up, Tenario? What's up, Adish? What's up, 8th Arch? No shot a weekend stream? Welcome. I have to finish Disco Elysium, and it did seem like the Logan Paul stuff would make a good video. You weren't live at first? Oh, maybe it was just slow. Maybe it was just slow. What's up, Ari? You see the coffee vid about the merch company as well? No, I saw that tertiarily, like from other creators who were like, hey, I know you ordered my merch, but they went out of business and they will not be issuing refunds, which is absurd. I feel like most of the creators that got hit were like big enough that maybe they should just pay it for like the goodwill, but that's crazy. What's up, Care? What's up, Cynthia? I'm just Logan Paul pilled here. That's what we're about. It was a good-ass vid and also uncovered some crazy sexual abuse stuff from the CEO. The merch one? That's crazy. It sucks that the deeper you go, the more often that is found. It's almost like it's easy to abuse power in those situations. Diamonds Hill, thank you for the 38 months. This is more follow-up on the Crypto Zoo stuff. We were one of the people deep in the sauce, stirring the pot on the Crypto Zoo stuff. So much so that we even made our own Crypto Zoo game. Logan Paul has made a response about paying back some of the people, and CopyZilla has made a response about that response. Hey, Stanz, do you think the Panthers have a chance at winning today, or is it a long shot? Who are they playing? All I know is Chargers Chiefs. Is what Atrax said true? Is Disco a terrible stream game? So think about it this way. I think a lot of people are conflating terrible stream game with terrible game. The problem with Disco is that a lot of the areas look the same. So when you come in, you get brown drudgery. It is almost all talking of the characters. And if you didn't start at the beginning, you don't really understand the story. Disco is a great stream game for people who have played through Disco a few times and love it and want to see someone experience it. But for just new people watching a game, it's a terrible stream game. J-Mod, thank you for the 35 months. What's up, Fuzz? They're playing the Bucks. Eesh. Probably not. On God, I haven't watched a second of Disco on stream. I'll slurp that up on the VODs. Yeah, Cance has had to go through and individually mute all the trumpets because I didn't have streamer mode on the first time. Brutal. Brutal, 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 brutal. But he's doing it. Sheesh got the Napoleon Dynamite vibe today. Excuse me? If the Panthers win, then the NFC South is determined by whoever wins the Falcons-Saints game. Interesting. My team sucks this year, but that's okay. Because we're going to get Harbaugh. He's going to win the national championship. Did that already happen? Michigan's going to win the national championship. Harbaugh's going to come to the Chargers, and we are going to usher in a new era of supremacy. You look like a white 70s pimp. I'll take it. Thank you for the subs. Your team lost yesterday? Yeah. I guess I'm rooting for... people are going to hate this, but I guess I'm rooting for the Cowboys. I kind of like the Cowboys. I had a... When I was young, like from when I was like 2 years old to fucking 15, I had like a family friend babysitter, like when I was a babysitter, but then just a family friend. And she was a humongous Cowboys fan. And so I kind of like have internalized that. I'm having a great day. Any Baldur's Gate 3 in your 2024? Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about how I actually play the games I want to play on stream and not give in to the peer pressure of like, what's a good stream game and stuff like that. As well as like the follow-up thought to that, which is like, should I even care? Should I be myself? Blah, 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 blah. But I would love to play Baldur's Gate 3, Satisfactory, Against the Storm, and shit on stream. Disco Elysium, you know? You have a better shot at Belichick than Harbaugh? I don't know about that, because isn't he technically under contract with the Patriots? And so there might have to be some, like, draft assets traded, which is not something the Chargers can do. What percent disco? I think I'm probably 60%. What would you guys say? I'm mid-day 2. I assume it's a 3-day game. 50%? Yeah, a lot of these story games aren't great on Twitch, but maybe like people will discover them on YouTube and like them. We'll see. I am wearing my Disco Elysium drip today. It's always fun watching someone play a game they really love and have fun playing. True. Well, the Chargers don't even have like a front office anymore, right? Because they fired the GM as well. I guess the problem is we have a Spanos son who's like running the team operationally, and yeah, he could fuck it. He could fuck it. Disco is between 5 and 10 days. Oh my god, really? Oopsies. Who will edit out the racism on Disco? I mean, there's a lot of racism in the game. None of it's getting edited out. Maybe because I'm an ancient, decrepit old head, but it's always been about watching someone enjoy gaming for me. You could play Vacuum Simulator and I'd probably like it. Fair. I appreciate that. What's up, Tiger? Thanks for the kind words. Will you go back to Sunken Land? Maybe. Probably not, but maybe. I did kind of enjoy it. I have family in Detroit, so I'm praying for them to win a playoff game. Yeah, I mean, hey, if Detroit plays well, then I'm happy for Ninja. So what are you going to do? Pressure Washing Simulator rules. I quite enjoy that game. And House Flipper. We had some fun with it. How was my January 6th? I took a knee in solidarity with our fallen soldier, Ashley Babbitt. What do you think? What do you want me to fucking say? It was an insurrection. I hate Donald Trump. Bro, January 6th, who gives a shit? I hate them, Daddy. I hate them. Does Ninja support? Yeah, the Lions. Yeah, he loves the Lions, famously. I have not been playing much TFT lately. I've been playing a lot of Satisfactory offline. That's been my shit. I lit a tiki torch in solidarity. Yeah, I went to Home Depot. It's crazy to me that some people don't know January 6th. Do you mean like some Americans? If globally, I totally understand. You know, if you're chilling in Japan or India or something, maybe you don't keep up with American politics. Sorry, Ninja supports both the Lions and January 6th, to be clear. Americans that don't know about it is, yeah, kind of sad. I guess it's hard for me to judge based on like what people have going on in their lives, right? I have a pretty cushy life, and so it's easy for me to like read the news and think about things. Whereas if I was working double shifts, maybe I wouldn't care. Do you have any friends who unironically support January 6th? I do not, no. I mean, maybe family members, but friends, no. I have very few friends in general. So the chance of one of them having like a fringe belief is crazy. Have you played Deep Rock Galactic? I played it and got absolutely sucked in. Yeah, Deep Rock Galactic rules. That's Rock and Stone, right? I work in local news in a conservative part of Texas, and the Facebook comments we get when like a local man was one of the people indicted for January 6th is interesting. Oh yeah. My hometown, Yuma, Arizona, has a newspaper called the Yuma Daily Sun, or the Yuma Sun now. I think they changed the name. And they have comments on their website, and you can see the most unhinged shit. People who comment, because this is even a level deeper, it's further abstracted than Facebook, because everyone has a Facebook, everyone over 30 or 40, right? But this is people who like made an account on the newspaper website to espouse their beliefs, and it is crazy. It's like enemy of the state shit. What was that? What's that movie? Is it Denzel Washington? It's tinfoil hats and everything. 1 second. Otto finished the half marathon. Nice job, Otto. 2 hours, 25 minutes. I really, really wanted to do it. I think I would be like a 4 hours guy, but I still wanted to do it. Oh, Will Smith. Sorry, Will Smith. Oh, that's an embarrassing gaffe. I have not played any of the finals. I think community sentiment turned on it when people realized they were doing AI voices. Was that the case? I can't remember. New CoffeeZilla video blew up so fast. Did it? Oh, yeah. 3 million views in 2 days. That's great. I will say most of my YouTube time for the last 2 weeks has just been reading all the comments on my H Bomber Guy video, which is not a healthy thing to be doing. I have found so many new ways to hate myself and everything that I've done based on these people. Oh. The half marathon was meant to be today, yeah, but just my right foot is completely fucked, and my left foot is starting to hurt today, and now I'm like, oh no. So I'm gonna schedule a doctor's appointment and actually try and figure it out. They for sure did AI voices, but as long as you don't worry about any ethical dilemmas, it's very fun. My whole life, the core of my anxiety is worried about ethical dilemmas. Oh no. Hope it's okay. Me too, because I actually have really enjoyed running. I like enjoy getting better at something and like feeling my body get stronger. So I would like to get back into it. I have this idea. I think I've talked about it on stream before, but I'd love to do... I don't mind using my body as like a guinea pig. I'd love to do a video where I do the Hollywood leading man training regime. You know how everyone talks about like Bruce Willis in Die Hard was peak male physique at this time, and now look at it, and you have the guy doing the Calvin Klein commercial with his traps up to his ears, right? And it's like, hey, give me 2 months, 2-a-day workouts, as much tren as my body can take. How far can we get? You know what I'm saying? I think that there'd be something interesting there. But I do have to fix my feet for that to happen. Yeah, like Chris Pratt. Literally the Chris Pratt. That was how I described it to most people. Chris Pratt went from like schlubby guy to Star-Lord. And it's like, man, I kind of have the Chris Pratt. I kind of have the previous Chris Pratt build. What if I do that? Yeah, measure everything. Completely natural, physically attainable by eating boiled chicken breast and 100% steamed vegetables. Yeah, of course. It's just broccoli and chicken breast, bro, and rice. Don't you get it? Would you ever do the 3 Peaks challenge where you climb the highest mountains in England, Wales, and Scotland in 24 hours? How high are they? That sounds kind of fun. I want to admit, maybe you're here, Mr. Norway. Someone emailed me and was like, hey man, I've never done this, but I live in Norway and I'm a mountaineer. If you ever want to come up and climb a mountain, hit me up. And I've been like thinking about it. I look at that email every day for the last 2 days and I'm like, shit, what if I do it? What if I just go? Can you also go on the Chris Pratt public perception journey where we all think you suck after you get hot? Hey, I'm fine with people thinking I suck if I'm hot, and I'm fine with people thinking I'm cool if I'm ugly. But if people think I'm suck and I'm ugly, that's where I draw the line. Mountain climbing stream would be goated, especially if you see some mountain goats. You got one mountain goat right here, baby. I feel like England can't have that many tall mountains. I feel like this 3 Peaks thing might not be that tough compared to like Nepal, right? How tall could they be? Yeah, I don't think it would be a live stream. I think it would be a post-record. Ben Nevis in Scotland is the tallest. Ben Nevis, and I'll show you. Let me see this. Let me see this, Warlock. Ben Nevis. Okay, that actually looks kind of tall and scary. 1,300, 4,400 feet? Okay, that's kind of something. That's kind of something. Devin Lettuce, thank you for the 2 years. Snowden is the easy one, I see. But the view, though, it does look beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Is this American units or British units? That's cold as shit. 4,400 is not much. The tallest mountain in New York is higher. Okay, got it. I think the half marathon I was supposed to do today was like 1,300 feet. Maybe take a bunch of B-roll of you climbing and then take a heli up and just lie. That's a great idea. Are you planning on putting the disco series on YouTube? Yeah, once we get past the copyright stuff, it'll be on my gaming channel. It's just, we're getting absolutely copyright boomed. I wish those were British units. I'd be living if it was 20 Celsius right now. What's 20 Celsius? What's up, Dosno? In freedom units, please. 72? Oh, it's beautiful. It might be, it unironically might be that right now. Let me check without doxing myself. Temperature in Los Angeles? Oh, it's a little colder. It's like 60 right now, but it'll be nice today. That's the best part. I wish everything wasn't so expensive here. I wish it was a little more walkable. But living in LA does fucking rule. It does rule, man. The temperature is always great. We were literally playing basketball yesterday, going on a run today. Some people are in the Midwest getting snowed out. And I'm trying to climb Snowdon, if you know what I mean, in Wales. It's the doing it in 24 hours that's hard. Oh, you're supposed to do it in 24 hours, I see. I feel like even just traveling between them sounds tough. But winter rules? If I get my yearly dose of winter by just going up to Big Bear or Palm Springs or something and doing a little bit of skiing, and then I go home. Talk about June weather then. Yeah, it's cooler here than it is in the state I grew up in June. And you can go to the beach. Growing up in Minnesota and moving to Texas, I miss the cold and the snow so much. Hey, power to you. In my mind, that's Stockholm Syndrome. I think winter is so tough. Give it enough years of global warming and winter won't exist anymore. Yeah. Yeah. I came to the U.S. to Tulsa for uni. 38 in the summer sucks. What is 38 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit? Oh, yeah. Here, can I swap this? Can I type in this one? Yeah. This is the highest temperature it gets in my hometown every summer. 51 degrees Celsius. Can you guys believe that? I know it's insane. It's the hottest city in the country. Woohoo! Hottest day. What's the hottest day it's ever been there? Yeah, 124. There we go. Boom. I would for real die. People do. People literally fucking die. Death Valley is hotter, but it's not a city where people live. You know what I mean? Like where it gets hotter. This is an actual real city. Looks like home. Wow. I feel like I show people pictures of my hometown and they go, Breaking Bad. Also, this is not Yuma. This is a real city. This looks like Vegas. This is Vegas, no? What the hell am I looking at? People living in the desert are spitting in the face of nature and God. So true. Ah, man. Really not much going on here, I'll tell you that. Is there a sepia filter? Yeah, the second you cross over the border to California, you turn on the sepia filter. It's right here. So for those of you that don't know, Yuma's right on the border of California and Arizona. It's this dotted line. Or the Colorado River, right here. Mexico, United States. And so right when you cross in, you have to turn on your sepia filter. Woohoo! I was working in a Texas brick plant for 4 months last year, and it regularly got so hot and humid that it rained inside the building. That's... that makes me want to vomit. Even thinking about how hot but also wet it could be. I went to the South once, Arkansas, and like the thought of doing any physical activity when it was that humid made me ill. Physically ill. Oh, the King of the Hill clip? Yeah, where they say this is a monument to man's folly or something. It's a very funny clip.
111 degrees? Phoenix can't really be that hot, can it? Oh my god, it's like standing on the sun!
This city should not exist. It is a monument to man's arrogance.
Yeah, that's a funny clip. That's how it feels where I live. But it's not that bad, really. You stay inside. Robo Wizard, thank you for the 17 months. I got hit with an ad. Haven't seen one of those in years. Well, I appreciate the sub. Do I have any pride in being from Arizona? I think in the same way that chatter earlier was like, man, growing up in Minnesota and moving, I miss the winters. Like, there is just something to be said about your foundational years being spent someplace where it is a lot easier to identify both the good and the bad. There are a lot of things I really enjoy about Arizona, and there's a lot of things I really hate about Arizona. Do I take pride in being from Arizona? I don't know. It's a great question. Stanz, you should do a power ranking of all 50 states to see where you actually rank your home state. I did that. Did that make a YouTube vid? This was years ago. I remember because everyone was like, oh, so he just hates the East Coast. What's even funnier is I remember saying like Illinois is one of the worst states. And I recently went to Chicago just a month ago and it ruled. I was just wrong. I've spent years, maybe a decade, talking shit about the city of Chicago. It was fantastic. I couldn't have had a better time. Oh. Indiana low-key underrated. If you like meth. Again, I'm just a shit talker. I've never even been to Indiana. Literally all 7 hours of Illinois south of Chicago were shit, though. I have been there. I flew into St. Louis and went north across the border into Illinois to recruit an esports player once. And it definitely felt like Americana vibes. Ohio at least has multiple very nice state national parks and 4 livable cities. Yeah, and the highest number of astronauts and presidents. Thank you very much. Ohio is producing our best and brightest somehow. Although now that I think about it, Ohio is producing our best and whitest somehow. For me, flying to another place within the same country sounds crazy. It takes for me 3 hours with train to get to the other side of the country. Yeah, America's big as shit. The early Americans just took as much as they could. From sea to sea. Ohio brothers brought us Logan Paul. Yeah. The Paul brothers and LeBron James, the big two. Ohio produced our best and brightest 50 to 100 years ago and has been coasting on it ever since. Is that true? Who's the most recent actual based person from Ohio? There's got to be someone. Like a musician or artist or... Yeah, LeBron, is that really it? Well, technically you have to count Steph Curry too then. Born in the same hospital. Scott the Woz? So true. Chappelle? Oh. Kind of on a downswing for me. Steve Harvey? Also, I'm a generational hater. I've been a Steve Harvey hater. I was born a Steve Harvey hater. I wish anyone else hosted Family Feud, because straight up, I love Family Feud. I go home to Yuma, spend time with my grandma. You know she keeps the Game Show Network on. We're watching Family Feud 4, maybe 5 hours a day. Steven Spielberg, goated. Halle Berry, also goated. I've hated Steve Harvey since that 1H3 video back in the day. I don't think I've seen that. I've hated Steve Harvey since he just came out as a very public woman hater, a men's rights activist. Have you seen the insane interview Cat Williams gave to Shannon Sharp recently? No, but I want to watch it. Maybe we watch it on stream. Because apparently he went scorched earth on everyone. He hates Steve Harvey. He hates the original Mogul Moves guy. What's his name? Lil Man. I shouldn't call him Lil Man. That's very mean. But he does kick his legs like a little man when he sits on a stool. Kevin Hart, thank you. Kevin Hart. Machine Gun Kelly's from Ohio? Wow. You should watch Steve Harvey's Judge Show with Jarvis sometime. Yeah, but I am not a real lawyer. Didn't he watch that with Lola? He fucking dropped a bomb on Joe Rogan's comedian guests, which was very funny. I do think... It's not... okay, I'm going to use the phrase... I do this in therapy a lot, which I'm trying to stop. Where I do the whole, like, man, it's really funny that... And then I name something that's not even close to funny. It has become my general segue to, like, I'm going to say something I think, but I'm obviously trying to soften the blow with, it's really funny and not like, I'm really scared that. It's really funny that the culture war is so pervasive that no matter what you are a fan of, there are sides like it's a Twilight movie. You know what I mean? Team Edward and Team Bella has now infiltrated stand-up comedians who guest on podcasts. Holy shit, it's like an Avengers movie. Civil War. That is funny. Yeah. It's going to do everything. Schools. Oh, did you guys see the Nick Merckx clip? Oh, no. The funniest thing about the Nick Merckx clip is someone asked him why he wasn't in Pro League, and that was his segue to Apex is a bunch of LGBTQ plus groomers. What? Excuse me? That's one of the biggest, that's the stretch of the century. Mr. Fantastic style. I feel like I started doing the same with starting phrases with unironically. Yeah, but at least unironically means the thing you are saying. Unironically is just truthfully. If you told your therapist, truthfully, I think this thing, they'd be like, oh, cool. But if you say unironically, it's fine. That's why I think, like, it's funny that makes me laugh because it's not ever funny when I say it. It's always just a scathing critique of something, including myself. Or honestly, of course I'm telling the truth. Why did I qualify it? Maybe you're a known liar. I'm a little bit of a whimsical imp sometimes, and I need to tell people. I need to look them dead in the eye and say honestly. I was playing an Among Us style game earlier this week as a test, because I think some of you know that like Off-Brand's trying to publish games. And in that, I had to try and convince my coworkers that I wasn't the imposter. And it's hard sometimes when you have a personality like me that's a little devious. Because whether I'm telling the truth or a lie, I am always loud, I am always eloquent, I always try and drive right to the point, and it makes it challenging to get away with things. Leaked? There's nothing leaked about that. We've been playing games on at Off-Brand for a long time. Have you seen... Okay, I think you mean the word furry, but you're using the word fury, which makes me think you're trying to tell me that some of the characters from Mad Max Fury Road are telling Aatrox to do things. Which is insane. Do you ignore social norms in those games, though? Separate the player from the game? Speak to that. Espouse your wisdom onto me, chatter. The only game I need is chess. I go through phases. I've been playing a lot of chess lately. I think a lot of you know that. I'm about 1,300 in, what do you call it? In Rapid. A lot lower in Blitz. I can't think that fast. But it goes from like a game that makes me feel on top of the world to I physically hurt myself when I lose games. Because I don't want to punch my wall or throw my phone. I just hit myself in the leg as hard as I can, and it's unhealthy. It is not good, and I need to stop, but I can't. I am locked in. My top of my thighs, what he calls my quads, are probably bruised to shit. Because I just, like a toddler throwing a temper tantrum, I just hit because I need to let out my fury somehow when I fucking blunder. Ugh, I hate it. I hate it. Why? Because I'm angry and I need to channel that. I need to put it into something and I'm not an artist. You need a stress ball? I have one here that says something funny. Where'd it go? Where did my stress ball go? Oh. This is what I'm going to hold up when you guys are pissing me off, bro. I just hit my legs because I don't want to hit anything. Just easy target. Yeah, but you shouldn't hit anything. You shouldn't have that much anger. I used to shake my hands around a lot when I got excited as a kid. Interesting. I think I've told you guys this story before. I think I've told this story, but I have like a little bit of an update so we can keep the lore going. How do I tell this in a way that is like kind? About 5 years ago, Rochelle approached me and said she needed to have a heart-to-heart, right? And we sat down on the couch, and I'm like, I have no idea what she's going to say. I'm a little worried, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Am I getting, like, left or something? Who knows here? And she puts her arm on my shoulder, and she goes, hey, I think you should see a professional of some kind, because I have a feeling you might be a little bit autistic.
Are we telling this story again?
I'm telling this story because there's an update. There's
an update?
Yeah, you know the update, but we got to get through the story.
Let's hear the update.
Yeah, and so you did that, right? You sat me down and you said, hey, I think we need to talk about this. I think you could be a little bit autistic, you know, your love of trains and stuff like that.
There's a spectrum.
There is a spectrum, and everyone's on it somewhere, right? And I lashed out. I was like, what are you even talking about? You know me. This is 10 years into our relationship. We're married at this point.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I'm finally going to drop the bomb on you, right? Just a little bit. And I say, no chance, no shot. I ask everyone in my life, like, do you think maybe I'm autistic? We asked Brandon, we asked Ludwig, we asked everyone. Everyone's like, no, not a chance, not even a little bit. But it stayed in my mind, right? In the background, while I'm doing anything, while I'm playing games, while I'm trying to write YouTube videos, while I'm hanging out, I'm like, am I doing this thing because I'm a little bit autistic? And about 2 months ago, it reached a breaking point. And in the middle of therapy, my therapist asked me, like, hey, is there anything you want to talk about that maybe, like, you're scared to talk about or just something that's, like, in there? And I looked him dead in the eye and I said, hey, man, do you think there's a chance I could be a little autistic? And I shit you not, he laughed at me. He laughed at me. He literally, and then he apologized because he's like, I'm sorry. Like, I shouldn't laugh. I'm not. I have seen no signs in you that would lead me to believe that. So for the last 4.5 years, I've been harboring these thoughts that maybe somewhere my brain isn't working in a way that, like, is the medically normal way. And so I just thought I'd share that with you guys.
Yeah, but, like, who knows you longer? You know what I mean?
You're better than
Your
the therapist.
therapist or your wife/partner of 14 years?
It's been really bad because lately I've been playing this game called Satisfactory, which I actually think is an autistic person's dream. This is the stuff that makes me think it, because you build this little factory and you have conveyor belts and they go across and you have to calculate, like, okay, well, if I have 60 coal and that turns into 15 iron bars and 15 iron bars.
Like
I love games like this, right? Like, look at all these conveyor belts, right?
Yeah.
That's my shit. And I'm sitting there playing this and watching YouTube videos about this and, like, trying to plan and making an Excel spreadsheet. And I'm actually thinking about asking my therapist again. I'm thinking about sending him some screenshots and being like,
are you sure?
if I told you I played this game for 4 hours a night, would that change your answer at all? Because I just want to know.
That's super funny.
Yeah.
I had to come in
because you heard me talking.
I
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I love you. Again, it's a spectrum. You may or may not be.
Well, we're going to say not.
But a therapist thinks you're not. But again, I've known you longer. So
You have known me a little bit longer.
So I love you.
Love you too. Have fun. Enjoy brunch. Are they going to kill this dog?
Leave the door open so Soph doesn't do anything.
Yeah, you can leave the door open for sure. For sure. So I just wanted to tell that little story. Maybe we can bring your therapist on stream. I wonder. I think it's always hard communicating something that is like a very different job. Like, explain to my therapist that I'm a content creator and I live stream and I make YouTube videos. And sometimes people say mean comments and it ruins my month, right, is challenging. But he's also down. He loves the idea that like this is what I want to do, and that I should use this content in a way that is therapeutic. For example, we've been talking about a fucking ayahuasca vision quest and or mushroom journey for a long time, and he thinks me making a YouTube video about it would be great. You're welcome. Do you still use the same one from the old house? I'm sorry, the old same what? Has he seen any of your content? I doubt it. I've never asked. I bet your therapist also thinks you should make more Digimon content. Could you imagine if he was trying to slowly get me to play Frostpunk? I think you need to do a BuzzFeed style Am I Autistic quiz. That's the problem with the internet, is that it goes through fads and phases. It's like WebMD effect, right? If you take an Am I Autistic quiz, the answer is always going to be yes. Because the questions are going to be innocuous, and it's like, hey, do you like the things you like? And when you say yes, they'll be like, oh yeah, that's a fixation. You're definitely autistic. I think self-diagnosing on the spectrum, self-diagnosing ADHD and stuff like that has become a bit of a fad. But I also think like raging against that has made it harder to diagnose in general. So it's like really tough everywhere. There's a real test you can take. It's like 80 questions. Interesting. Yeah, have you ever felt socially awkward? And it's like, well, fuck, every day. I've never had a test, but most teachers and family members have just treated me as such for 21 years. Yeah, I do think I would probably feel like softer and safer if that was like the default of how I was treated. I guess what I'm saying is I would like to be a little bit, I would like to be treated more gently than what other people treat me. I'm soft. The older you get, the harder it is to diagnose because of masking. Oh, interesting. Just see a doctor. Unironically, they went to school for 4 years, then in residency for 2 to 4 more, and then possibly fellowship for a reason. Well, my therapist has a. Actually, do they have a doctorate? They probably don't. Yeah, you're probably right. I don't have an official diagnosis, but all my friends have autism, and they say I have autism, so we call it peer-reviewed. That's what I'm saying, where it gets kind of tenuous. What's up, Red Boop? I think you're too tall to be treated gently. You think so? Trying to parse between ADHD, autism, anxiety, and depression is rough. The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, you know what I'm saying? My sister's old therapist brought up Sheldon as an example of how autistic people act. That's tough. I can understand using pop culture references as a way to like ease people into things when maybe they are not ready for the more medical description, but I will say that's rough. I mean, to be fair, how many people watched fucking Young Sheldon and Big Bang Theory? You guys, I'm about to blow your mind. Viewership stats of Young Sheldon. Hold. 7.5 million viewer average over 3 weeks. If you're trying to find something to relate with someone else, that makes a little bit of sense. I'll just say it makes a little bit of sense. They're putting up, that's like a quarter of Mr. Beast numbers. That's good. The average is over 40. That's what I'm saying, a quarter. Oh, I guess never mind. That's not. It's a sixth. Holy shit. Almost every middle-aged couple in my city watches every Young Sheldon episode. Yeah. I've never seen an episode of Young Sheldon, and maybe they are just like red-pilling people. But based on what I know about like sitcom writers and writers in general is that usually they are on the more progressive side, and they're probably slipping like more culturally progressive things into the show. I have to imagine, and this is again me describing a show I have never seen, that Young Sheldon as a genius is probably teaching these people about things in that city that you would consider progressive. And the moral of a lot of the stories are going to be things that you would agree with. Buzz, thank you for the 3 months. In advance. Oh my God. All because of a Young Sheldon. Betty, thank you for the 30 months. Young Sheldon has gone woke. Always has been. It dealt a teen having a baby well from what I've seen from TikTok. There you go. My local Target removed Young Sheldon shirts for that very reason. I'm sorry, your local Target removed Young Sheldon shirts because it was too woke. That sounds like something that someone would lie about on Facebook. You know what I mean? Maybe that is true, because I remember there was some stuff about Target removing things just because they didn't want people coming in their stores and trashing it during Pride Month. But did they take out the Young Sheldon merch? Was it Young Sheldon with like a rainbow pin? What are we talking about here? I just made that up. I'm sorry. Bravo. This is the kind of prompting I need. Chat, take a lesson from that. All we need is a couple softballs lobbed up so I can make some jokes. I don't give a shit if it's a lie. We just got to keep it moving. Someone gift a sub to that man. Source, I lied. Source, troll face. I don't care. It's easy. We can keep doing it. This is the clip that goes on Fox News. Liberals lying about things, and you wonder why they stole the election. Oh, man. It's going to suck when Donald Trump's president again. Tom, thank you for the gifted. When you say something with that much confidence, I believe it. Yeah, that's how it's always worked. Did you know in the early days of presidential races, like before media was mass distributed, especially on a scale that was fast, people running for president would just say different things in different states, which is so unfathomably funny to me, right? Could you imagine? You go down to like the South and you're like, yeah, I think it was about states' rights, bro. And then you're up in New York and you're like, I hate the South. It's just, you could do that. You could actually just be two different people and win the presidency. Because by the time the newspaper made it all the way up there, they already won the election. You just can't do that. You can't do that like in the good old days. Who from the Republicans would you tolerate most? I have not watched enough content from the Republicans to form like a very educated opinion. This is my caveat. This is going to allow me to say whatever I want. But I do like that Chris Christie is mean to Donald Trump. Can I say that? I think it's funny when Chris Christie goes like, everyone here fucking sucks, man. And then I go, so true, Chris Christie. 8 years ago, I said this about you, and now you're saying it about them, which shows how far we've gone. Who's that one Squeaks roleplay? Is he based? No, Vivek. He's not based. He actually sucks so bad. He sucks so fucking bad. I'm from New Jersey. Christie is a rat. See, that's what I'm saying. But when I see him up there next to Vivek and Trump and a woman who wouldn't say slavery, it's like, come on. Come on, man. He's a climate change denialist. You asked me to pick the best of the worst. What do you want from me? Are you going to judge me for saying that about Chris Christie? When, what do you want me to say? Like, actually, I think Trump is the best of them. What the fuck? You're judging me for something that you asked me to do. That's crazy. Oh, man. That's crazy. Yeah, who's the best fascist? Come on, man. Vivek is such a step back for us Indians in America. SMH my head. Yeah, like I don't pretend to understand like the cultural ramifications of that, but it doesn't seem great. Obviously young Stalin, because he's hot. You guys have seen the pic. Oh, man. Who's your favorite Confederate general and why? Well, there's a lot of schools named after Robert E. Lee. And I love education, so. The secret is that a lot of immigrants develop an I got mine mentality and are conservative. I will say anecdotally from my hometown of Yuma, Arizona, there is a massive amount of conservative and even alt-right Hispanic population, including like some people in my family whose grandparents just came across the border illegally. It's like, bro, you're talking about our Nana, man. What are you doing? What are you saying right now? What are you saying? Who's your favorite dictator? Any answer? But he's a dictator. Yeah. I'm just here having fun. It's wild to see in San Antonio. I imagine it happens on most border towns. I am not like, what would you call it, medically Hispanic, but my stepdad is Hispanic and he has 9 brothers and sisters. So if you look at it in terms of like averages, my family is mostly Hispanic, right? We have like 70 Hispanic extended family members between all the brothers and sisters and their kids and cousins and everything. You know what I mean? And we have, I don't know, probably 9 Chinese people, and we probably have about 7 white people. Somewhere around that, I would say. Medically ascending me. Sorry, I didn't know the word. Yeah, I'm Hispanic adjacent, man. Biologically is the word I was looking for. Thank you. I couldn't find it in my head. I'm not arguing like a lawyer. I'm just trying to describe. I'm not trying to. It's not stolen valor. I'm not walking around. I'm not even gonna. We're not going down this line of thought. The jokes there are not ready. Genetically. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You and A-Truck are Latino kings. See, this is not where I got the MS-13 tattoo. This is not the line of jokes we want to go down. Go back to the Republican dunking. That's easier. That's easier, man. Stan's about to ask his therapist if he's Hispanic. +2. What box do I check in paperwork? White. White or other or whatever. Or not other. It's like all these things, and then it's like, are you kind of white? And I always check that one, even if it says you don't have to respond, because I want them to know. This is my sacrifice. I check the white box. Yeah, I'm trying not to culturally appropriate. I'm trying to just tell the truth about my family. That's it. That's it. Did Ludwig finish his race? He did. Wow. 2 hours, 37 minutes. That's great. Pog. What about when there's 2 boxes, one that says white non-Hispanic and white Hispanic? I check white non-Hispanic. You know what I'm talking about? I'm trying to play on. That's nothing. Sorry, nothing. I didn't say anything. I wanted to further the joke, but then I realized I would just go on to be low-key racist. Yeah, don't do that. Let's not be racist in chat, huh? That'd be cool. That'd be cool. They often shift who is and isn't considered white based on like ways they want to exclude certain groups, right? Depending on. I still get a little confused when we talk about this is me. I have a political science degree, dare I say, from not the greatest university in the world, and I still get really confused on who is and isn't considered white when we talk about like Europeans. You know what I'm talking about? I'm like, I don't want to say the wrong thing here. So I'll just let you identify how you want to identify. Sonder, thank you for the prime. I know that people are going to look at me and be like, that guy's white? Cool. Greetings from Switzerland. Do you have a lot of people watching from Europe? Type 1 if you're watching from Europe. Type 2 if you're watching from one of the Americas. Oh, pretty even split? I think people have no incentive to lie here. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. 1, but I'm in the US. Oh, you're European, but in the US? Fair. I appreciate you qualifying. There are other options, yeah, but I only want to know those. Because, you know what I mean? If I see like a bunch, if I set up all the continents and then there's like too many numbers and it's like, wait, what was 6? Was it Australia? Oceania? I don't know. Can we get a Stan's no pixel character? Would love watching you play. I think I would love doing game-specific roleplay with a group of people that I vibe with. But not every clip, most clips I see from GTA roleplay, I don't find funny. And I'm trying to avoid doing things for like numbers if I don't find them funny or fulfilling or that like I'm good at them or I like provide value. It's like the mogul male argument of like he makes videos when he thinks he can add a perspective. I just feel like if I was involved in any of those clips where like the people are all just trying to like grab the mic, I'd be like, this kind of sucks. How did you describe it last time? A group of theater kids all in one room? Yeah, but that's fine. I think the problem is it's not a group of theater kids. A lot of Twitch streamers and content creators like self-describe as theater kids. But here's the crazy thing. I think more than half of them weren't even theater kids. They just call themselves that now because it's like an easy way to identify with being like, oh, I want to be zany or funny. I think most of them were just normies, right? As much as I love theater now and stuff like that, I'm not a theater kid. If I said I was a theater kid, I'd be lying. I didn't fucking do theater. I maybe did some singing stuff in like elementary school. That doesn't count. Actual theater kids kept with theater, saying this is someone who washed out of the programs. There's a lot of good serious improv and roleplay, which I like a lot. Oh, I'm sure there is. It's not what pops up on LSF, and unfortunately that's like the way that I see a lot of stuff. Hey, Stanz, can you help me with my history presentation? What do you know about the Winchester Cathedral in the 1600s? The Winchester Cathedral? You mean the one that was burnt down and rebuilt in the 1600s? A cultural touchstone where the past meets the present? How could you even ask me about that? You know my history. I did school plays, but I wasn't a theater kid. Fair. Paid chatter? Thanks, big dog. Please don't write that. I made that up. That might not have happened. Do you think Elon takes African American? You guys are going to hate this. You guys are going to hate this. He has to. Right? It's like frustrating and stupid, and it doesn't actually solve. The words are not solving for something that we needed, but I will say the one good news is that it seems like most people I meet prefer to be called black than African American in 2024, and so it's like, yeah, Elon Musk can be African American now, but he's obviously not black, right? So we're good. Oh. Speaking of black people, black movies, black culture, black ideas, I saw the movie American Fiction 2 nights ago. I liked it. It wasn't my favorite movie of the year, but I think it was a really enjoyable premise, and I liked the acting. I think Jeffrey Wright is a killer. Spoilers? I'm sorry, saying that the acting was good. I read the Roger Ebert afterwards and thought like, damn, I really fuck with this. I completely agree. So if you want to know my take, just read that. Are you going to watch the Magic Society film? Ah, man. I love when you use a whimsical premise to talk about ideas that are maybe unpalatable or difficult when you don't have like the whimsy or like separating it from live action and making it animated. We talk about like mature cartoons. You look at something like BoJack that allows you to do things that maybe you wouldn't do in a live acted thing. Or you look at like Sorry to Bother You and like how crazy that gets, and it allows you to maybe even go further beyond on the point that you were trying to make. With that said, something about that movie seemed more Marvel than like a storytelling tool, but I could just be a hater. Roger Ebert is dead. I just still use the website because I think the reviews are good. So far, every movie I've gone to see in the past was motivated by Cutie watching movie trailers. Damn, the bounty board is working. Too often people can't differentiate color from race, from culture, from continental ID. Maybe. I guess I don't know what that means. Do you have a letterbox? Yeah, but I don't really use it. Sometimes I sit there and go like, oh man, I'd love to write a review for this movie. And I literally thought that after American Fiction, and I'm like, I'm the whitest guy you know, writing a review that isn't like glowing for American Fiction. It's like, what am I doing here? What am I actually doing here? Have you already decided who's cringe, Ludwig versus KSI? Did I miss it? I'm going to be honest with you, brother. We have been having an electric vibing session. This is like the old days. Do you guys remember this? We've talked politics. We've talked culture. We've talked everything. We've talked movies. We just vibe, and we're just doing a classic vibe session. We might just end up cutting Disco Elysium because I do not want to stream all day because I want to spend time with Rochelle, but she's going to brunch at 11. She'll be back at like noon, and I do want to do the Logan Paul stuff. But I also have to finish Disco, and I think the easiest way to finish it will be to do like an 8-hour stream on a weekend. Can you link me the Ludwig tweet? I was looking for it in the Logan Paul response. Oh, it was on the KSI tweet. That's if someone wants to find it while I'm finishing vibing here, that would help. Lud should box KSI. KSI would absolutely world star Lud. I'd be in Lud's corner. I'd be gassing him up. I would do everything I can to help him. But you guys are crazy if you don't think that KSI would world star Ludwig. Come on, man. George, thank you for the 16 months. When are the disco VODs coming out? Once Cans goes and mutes all the trumpets in the first 3 videos. Thank you, Riaz. Perfect. Lud would do some of that Italian singing he learned and then get rocked instantly. No, Lud would find a way to cheat where it's like the rock is in his body somehow. He skinned himself and put his skin on Conor McGregor. Ludwig would make KSI before they got to boxing. It does start with chess, if it was chess boxing. Dr. Tim, thank you for the prime. What's up, Frosty? The Rock in Ludwig's body or Ludwig in the Rock's body, who wins versus KSI? Whoever has the Rock's body, I think. Elven Dragon, thank you for the 10 months. Could Lud beat KSI if he was Stanz in LeBron's body? Now we're talking. Yes. I think... I think me in LeBron's body beats KSI. I could be capping, though. I could be wrong on this one. I'm not willing to defend this in a court of law. But, dude, LeBron is so big. He's so big, bro. He's so big. Oh, big motherfucking tie. Thank you for the tier 1. He's lanky, though. I'm sorry. Do you think KSI's lankier than LeBron? Come on. And I have a small amount of boxing training. Obviously, like 1% of what... Not even 1%. 0.5% of what KSI has, so... Just got a Mr. 100 in TFT sub to celebrate. You know I've never got a Mr. 100. It's very frustrating. Yeah, we're talking about a street fight. We're saying if LeBron was allowed to fight KSI, even though LeBron's 100 pounds bigger. Give LeBron 2 weeks boxing training and it's no contest. Well, I have more than 2 weeks boxing training, so then we're just saying we'd win. Hey, Stanz. Hope you had a good holiday. Would you ever consider making more esports management / org videos? I will say... It would be kind of disingenuous for me because I've been out of the esports management game for almost 3 years now, 2.5 years. But I do still love talking about esports. And I'm loving this positivity I'm seeing from people that like the esports winter, we're coming out of it. Esports spring is here. Everyone is actually getting more reasonable on spending, stuff like that. Any Tubbers is today? Oh, wow. I didn't know that. If you took the 130 HP augment, you have to finish with 130 HP to be a Mr. 100, in my opinion. Mr. 100 is not losing a round. It's win streaking the entire game. Been keeping up with the new Dropout TV releases. I'll be honest, I bought Dropout because I think they're all so funny and talented, and I wanted to like get ideas for things that I could do, because I think everything Dropout does is stuff that it would be fun for me to do on stream, straight up. And I started watching the Survivor series, and I watched like 3 episodes, and then I just fell off the wagon. I just am not a big internet content watcher. I find it really hard. What are your opinions on the Portal franchise? Phenomenal, best in class. You could guest star. I said that once, and it's one of my most popular videos that is just a pure react, I'll admit to it, where I'm reacting to, was it Make Some Noise or Game Changer in general? And I don't remember what comment I made, but you can see the comments all responding to it. That was like, you could not even get close to being on this. They are all some of the best improvers in the world, and you're just a Twitch streamer. And I was like, damn, man. That hurts. That fucking hurts, bro. Did they not like my story about Rochelle thinking I was autistic? I thought it was kind of funny. I think they'd enjoy your vibe. Yeah, I have like a cordial relationship with Zach Wayama through DMs. And like, yeah, he's cool. I like him. He likes me. A little rub and tug, you know? Trade shows. Should I just watch all of Survivor or the 12 video essay? I assume you mean 12 hour. I'm just watching all of Survivor because I think it's good. You'd be awesome. Go on Actually. I do think that's the show I would be the best on. I've been thinking about signing up. So both my boss, Nick Allen, the CEO of Off-Brand, and his wife both do improv. And it looks so fun. I'm just kind of scared to go alone. You know what I mean? I just don't want to like sign up and then like go and like I don't know anyone and I got to be vulnerable. Ooh. Ooh. Your whole stream is actually. Actually only 90% of my stream is actually, so shut the fuck up. Fear is the mind killer? True. But fear is also the safety net, right? Evolutionarily, there's a reason it exists. You'd make new friends? I will say this. I have been, not always intentionally, on my no new friends arc for 17 years or so. I think the only new friend I've made is Ludwig. I don't know. I just am like awkward. I just don't like make new friends. They, you know, it's always so uncomfortable. And Jarvis, yeah, I met Jarvis at Patreon. So that's, I guess maybe Patreon was the last time I made new friends. I made friends in college and we vibed since then. That's great. Most of my college friends were high school friends, and I don't think I really talk to any of them anymore. I hire Kance as my friend, but I also pay him, so maybe he's just my friend because of that. You aren't helping the autism argument with saying it's 17 years with no new friends. That's what I'm saying, bro. We've got receipts. I'm going to go back to my therapist with a mountain of evidence. It's going to be a 19-hour satisfactory VOD. I don't think Dropout is going to allow 30 times saying I'm going to kill myself. I don't do that anymore. I went from doing it a lot to doing it not at all to only doing it when it's tasteful. Like right now. Actually, my stream says I'm autistic, Doc. Exactly. That's what we call true growth. Yes. I wish I didn't say it at all. And it's a funny wish to make when I'm the only person who, you know, like it's all in my power. I don't want to do my own diagnosis. I think it's unhealthy. Which is why I'm going to trust the medical professional that I pay. How's that sound? Suckers. Imagine your therapist watches your stream once and starts your next set with, listen, I was wrong. That would rule. That would be an amazing premise for like at least 6 stand-up jokes. I need that in my life. Yeah, could you imagine an episode of Curb or like Seinfeld where that is the premise? This whole thing happens and then I go back and like the final joke is like, well, I've been thinking, and then like fade to black. Cut to black, actually. Dude, that's so funny. Are you planning on doing stand-up? I would love to try. I think that in watching, I'll say I was inspired by Cutie Cinderella, who did her own stand-up. She did a type 5 and then came to the next roast as an absolute girl boss, cunty queen. I want to be that. I want to be Stanz in the Riddler costume. You know what I'm saying? You look like you belong in a Seinfeld episode. That would be a great joke if it wasn't true, because I read an article in Men's Fashion about how fucking Kramer and George actually redefined style going into the late 2000s. Straight up. Straight up. People unironically dress like them now. And it's good. Would you do a roast of Stanz? I mean, I've done a roast of Stanz because when you go to another roast and you're on the dais, people roast you. You also look like you come from a family of cobblers. Coopers, actually, barrel makers. I believe they were. You playing disco as a roast of Stanz? Sheesh. All the roast of Stanz jokes would just be, you're so irrelevant, we don't know what to even roast. That was basically all the roasts of me at the roast of Ludwig. But it's funny because by the next roast, the roast of Point Crow, there were people who were smaller creators than me. And so they had to take the brunt of those jokes. Mine just became Ludwig Coattail Rider. Caught. Hey, you got me. Anyone who's watched my deep dive into Ludwig knows that it's like, yes, that's the thing. Wouldn't be here today without him, but in a wholesome, non-ironic way. You look like if Starsky and Hutch had a love child. That rules. Mustache a little too small. Exploiting his one new friend. So true. Cutie did not describe it as riding the coattails. Yeah, riding the coattails is like what my grandma would say. I think she said that there's only 2 people in this room that have sucked off Ludwig, and I'm one of them. Right? Which is a very funny joke. I think I am going to help write jokes for the Streamer Awards this year. So I will say that if they're funny, it was all me. And if they're not funny, I didn't tell you this. Oh, noted. Can we help? Yeah, I mean, just say something funny and I'll fucking steal it from you like I always do. If you grew out your mustache, you could be on a 50s pack of cigarettes. Did they have people on packs of cigarettes? Cigarettes are making a comeback. I've been... This is not a good conversation because we're not going to do it. But I will say, me and another member of Off-Brand were talking about like things Off-Brand could be making. Like things that are good. Like Ludwig was like very bidet pilled. Both of us are drinking a lot of espresso mixed with tonic water lately. That is like so good, but it's like a weird thing. And we had a long discussion about, bro, cigarettes, they're coming back. So many people, even like YouTubers, are advertising like roll your own cigarette packs, like rolling papers and stuff. And it's what's happening. I follow a lot of like movie accounts that are like, oh, synesthetic and stuff, that like show stuff. And lately it's all just actors smoking in scenes. This is not good. It's a really, really bad thing. And I'm just not happy about it. I can't stand it at all. Pisses me off, stresses me out, man. Off-brand cigarettes, call those cough brand +2, bro. This is actually, I don't do this on stream. It's not even cigarette. It's like not even menthol. It's fake smoking. I did an ad for them that one time to get people off smoking, but I unironically like it because it's minty. But I don't like doing it on stream because then people think I'm just vaping on stream. But I love it because it's like chewing gum. It gives you a nice little minty, little tasty treat. Yeah, it's called Fume. No free spots, ads though. Don't talk about Hume right now. In the UK, the package has rotten lungs and teeth and almost dead people. Yeah, that's sick. It's got like a big skull and crossbones, Surgeon General, this will kill you. And on the back is like literally a man with no lower jaw vomiting. Wait, what is tonic espresso? Like, what are the brands making it? I only have it at coffee shops, but the one near my house has a really fancy one. They do espresso and tonic water and orange peel, like orange zest, and then they put a candied orange in it. Oh, so good. It's $15 though. Honestly, I'm starting to think that when you eat the rich, you should come for me. Anyone who buys that deserves to die in the fucking Cultural Revolution. It is very yummy. It's just an Americano with tonic water. Yeah, make an Americano, but do it with tonic water instead of regular water. You're completely right. It tastes good. Yeah, 15. It's probably actually 12 US dollars. I was exaggerating for comedic effect. You should just get an espresso machine. I bought a cheap espresso machine on Amazon for like $30 a few years ago, and it tasted like shit. It heated up so much that I could taste plastic in all the bowls. And the only time I made espresso regularly was when I worked at Patreon, and they had, and I shit you not, $5,000 espresso machine. So when you've gone from that to the shitty one on Amazon, at this point I just go to the store. I just go to the cafe. Instead, I'll just drink shitty drip coffee. I'd rather drink shitty drip coffee than shitty espresso by far. You do not boil the tonic water, no. I assume that would boil the carbonation out, but I'm not a fucking scientist. This song rips. Excuse me, what is it? 109.51? This could be my favorite song. Theodoro, Mario and Sonic at the Rio 2016 Olympic Games. I said this last time this song came through, an hour and 9 minutes in. This is such a good song. Huel Cookies and Cream is the best. You're a liar. Huel Coffee Caramel is the best, but as long as you're buying Huel with code Stanz, I'm fine with you. If your coffee is $12, it wouldn't even take that long to get the 5K machine. It would take a long time. What are you talking about? It would take 416 coffees. I get one of these a week. So multiply that by 7. It would take me, divided by 365. It would take me 8 years. It would take me 8 years for the espresso machine to pay off for my one tonic coffee a week. And that's not including the price of the tonic. And the candied orange. It's not worth. Yeah, exactly. No candied orange. Thank you. It is free money after that, though. So true. You drink one coffee. I drink one fancy coffee a week. I drink shitty-ass Kroger brand coffee in a drip coffee machine that I got from a thrift store 5 years ago for $3 every morning. That's what this shit coffee is. It's just black, nasty drip coffee, probably moldy. And then once a week, I treat myself to a little $12 Shandy tonic water coffee. That's good ROI. Yeah, if you guys think 8 years to pay off the espresso machine is good, I paid off that thrift store coffee machine in 7 minutes. By looking at it and deriving an ounce of joy, it was worth the $3. The Ember cup costs like 4 times as much as that entire coffee. Oh, dude, prepare to be checkmated, lib. You thought you got me on this one? This Ember cup, free. My sister-in-law works at Starbucks, and I presume she stole it. Check in, mate, bitch. The other mugs I use, free. The Pokemon one, my friends gave it to me. The black one, I stole it from the curse office. You can't get me here. I'm a thrifty bitch. Oh. Does the entire Stanz clan steal? She said she didn't steal it. She said that they were getting rid of them, and so I got this, and I got the tall one. But the problem is they don't have that much battery life, so I just use it as a regular mug. I actually don't steal anymore. I used to be big into theft when I was a teen. It was something that made me feel good. As someone who lived a life, I think you all know this about me. Like, I'm a rule follower. I like rules. I like to create systems where there were like achievements that I could get, and then I would see myself as successful, and it made me happy. like get a job, go to college, become an Eagle Scout, things like that. And so my acting out was stealing shit. But I would never tell anyone. I would secretly steal shit, and that's how I recharged my battery to go and follow the rules more. You know what I mean? What did you steal? Everything. Actually, I never stole from gas stations. I don't know why. I always felt weird or bad about that. I stole from grocery stores and from Hastings Video Store where I worked. What's the most expensive thing you stole? Video game discs. I was not going to pay $60 for the Transformers Xbox 360 game, but I would take it. Send this clip to the therapist? Yeah, I got no issues with that part of my life. We're wasting time if me and my therapist are talking about that. That's water under the bridge, bro. You wouldn't download a house? No, but I did download about every torrent I could get my hands on. Every new movie, every new show, I was torrenting everything. It was the golden age of piracy. If you're a kleptomaniac, have you consider working for the government? No, I'm not anymore. I got over that. I got older, I got a job, made a lot of money, and started thinking like, I'll just buy it. When working at a supermarket, I would steal the food that was getting binned. Oh, me too. We had these like little cake things that had to get thrown out all the time. And it was like 6 of them, and they had the most delicious cream cheese frosting. And on the day that it went bad, we had to throw it out, and I would just take them all home. Of all the stuff that went from the pastry department when I worked at a grocery store, that was going to me. I would say I've never stolen something IRL. Online, that's a different story. Really? You should try it just to try it. I'm a big you should do things once kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? I really, really enjoy new experiences. But you do have to weigh that with like, okay, robbing a bank, like probably going to get caught. So do that at the end of your life, you know? I would steal from the hot dinner counter in a way as if you asked for a double portion, they still put it in one box and put 2 stickers. I'd only scan it once. Dude, that's based. That's just being logical. That's the classic scan a banana for your Xbox. Your React arc makes so much sense now. Yeah, I steal from these big companies. Is this a bit or not? I can't tell. Almost everything I say on stream is true. I don't have the artistic talent to make up these funny little stories for you. I'm actually just telling you about my life. It's the easiest way to fill time. Oh. It's just, why would I? I'll proudly say I used to watch that guy when you shoot a president in like 40 years. Based. I think we've all got an Uber Eats refund when we didn't need it. I didn't. I've never done that. Uber Eats came out after I already had like a job and stuff. I asked for vegan pizza at uni restaurant, but asked to remove the cheese and then pay 50 pence for additional topping. Still cheaper than normal. What? You asked for vegan pizza, ask him to remove the cheese, and then pay 50p for a topping additional? Do you get cheese as a topping? I'm sorry, did you discover a ethical scam? For normal cheese. I see. Interesting. Never got into stealing, but always grifted companies. Things like buying clearance stuff at Walmart and returning to another Walmart or Target. Does that work? I saw someone on Reddit who returned so much stuff to Walmart without a receipt that they told him, like, you have to stop doing this. So I presume that's their armor against that kind of thing. Only time I ever funded a Deliveroo is when a delivery guy opened the back gate of my house opposite and delivered my food to their back door. Yeah, there's a classic. I've been delivered the wrong food by some people and stuff like that. And like, yeah, if they refund, that's good. There's not going to stop me from eating their food, bro. Wasn't there a guy that did that with doors and was profitable? Really? Doors? Did you see the news story about the guy who made hundreds of thousands of money returning shit to Home Depot? It must be that. I will say I went to Home Depot for a pickup. Rochelle bought me a shed for Christmas, and the guy in front of me was returning the biggest cart full of items I've ever seen, and it took the entire time I was there, which was about 30 minutes, and he still was going when I left. A shed, yeah. Rochelle got me a shed for Christmas, yes. I need a place to put my tools and gardening equipment. I feel like every single fucking day, I tell you guys I'm on my gardening arc. I'm on that homesteader shit. And no one believes it. They think I turn off stream and play League of Legends for 10 hours because of the way I look. I'm out there, toiling, working the earth, man. I got an electric pressure cooker. I got a standing desk. Those are all good. You look allergic to soil? I do. I have allergies. Yeah, I do take an allergy pill because the grass upsets me. Stardew Valley doesn't count as toiling the earth. Well, that's where you're wrong. And my waifu, Leah, will tell you. I don't play League. I do cool stuff like garden and chia pets. This put unironically. Wait, no. I don't do chia pets, but I do have a bunch of peppers that I test the water level in the soil every day. So it's basically the same thing. This morning when I woke up, this is a true story and also kind of embarrassing. I went down to make coffee and I looked outside and there was a tiny finch eating one of the peppers on my pepper plant. And I just thought to myself while drinking my coffee, nature's healing. And it's the most embarrassed I've ever been in a place where no one could see or hear my internal monologue. I was cringe for myself. Whitest moment of your life? So true. That's what I thought. I just sat there and was like, this is nice. You know, when you cross your arms up high with your little coffee on a cold winter morning, and you go, yes. All right. Enough talking about how embarrassing my life is. Are you guys ready to learn about some drama? Let's circle up the wagons for a YouTube video. Any Logan Paul Andes? When you poison the bird with a chili that's so hot it will kill it. Oh my God. Are we actually just gonna roast libs with facts and logic all day today? Here's the deal, bud. Birds don't actually feel capsaicin. It's an evolutionary thing for peppers so that only birds eat them and spread the seeds farther. Silly Willy. Birds don't taste spice. Oh man, I'm on one today. Chemical ecology. Bird facts. They said the same thing about AIDS. Ah, shit. Brennan Bird Facts type beat. I do love Brennan. I do love trivia in general. That's why I like watching Northern Lion and Brennan. I actually think more than I like their cadence, delivery, and jokes, I just like learning something. Can we have longer vibe sessions more often? I'm going to let you in on a little tiny, tiny secret. The vibe sessions, this is not the secret part. The vibe sessions are the best content I create because usually I'm electric. I'm funny. I tell stories. Everyone laughs. The viewership goes up. But sometimes I get a teensy-weensy bit depressed. And it makes it hard for me to think of fun and funny things. And so I just sit and I play video games on stream and then I cry afterwards. So when I have a long vibe, the length of my vibe session, I guess is what I'm telling you, is equivalent or commensurate to how good my mental health is on that day. And today my mental health is really good. So I can be funny. But most days my mental health is bad and I'm not that funny. So if we like the gameplay, we should bully you. I don't want to give you guys this, but yes, if you made a bunch of alt accounts and said mean comments on my non-gameplay videos on my YouTube, I would unironically stop doing them. So I don't want to give you this weapon, but yeah. You're always a pleasure to watch. Thank you. I think blurring the line between what's a joke and what's not a joke and having 95% real content makes it a pleasure to do vibing sessions. It makes it so when I do a little fib to make a funny joke, you guys think it's real because 95% of the other stuff, the really embarrassing and cringe stuff, is real. That's the dream. That's the dream. Like, no one's mad that Anthony Jeselnik makes up stories, premises for his jokes, right? Purified drinking water. Thank you for redeeming run ads. Perfect time. I'm going to run some ads. If you don't want to see it, consider subscribing. It's free with Amazon Prime. It's $5 without. The money goes to me. It affords me more vibing sessions instead of having to churn out some drama. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't, then just enjoy this ad. When I get back, we're going to talk about Logan Paul for a little bit. BRB. Has the $60 of sub over the last 2 years and a bit gone towards anything interesting? Bro, if you don't think this is interesting and this is something I bought with my money because of your subs, then I don't know who the fuck you are or what the fuck you want from me. All right? This is an iron neck. The goal, get a thick ass Chad neck. I bought this over a year ago. How many times have I used it? 0. I've only used it for stupid ass bits like this. That's it. That's it. That therapist was wrong. Twitch has audio only ads. I had no idea. Me either. Whatever makes me money. Whatever makes me money, I could use it. I'm always a little bit worried. One of my true worries, I don't know why I'm keeping this vibe session going so long. I should just fucking save some material. But one of my big worries is that I'm actually where the bottom falls out on like this whole housing thing, and that buying a house at its price and with interest rates means I'm like the one that gets fucked. I thought the same thing about React content. Like, what if I'm the one that gets fucked? I think I'm just a nervous guy. Just refinance? Interest rates are still high. Refinance to what, bro? You literally move where if your house is flooded? Sounds like anxiety? Yeah. There's no shot housing prices will always be going up. No, there's no shot dash housing prices will always be going up. I mean, unless people just are like, we're not buying houses. Buying houses is not a thing we do. Right? What if it's a dystopian future where everyone lives in like Soviet bloc style apartments? Then my house would probably be worth even more now that I think about it. I thought people were leaving California. I mean, yeah, some are, but more people are staying and more people are, it doesn't matter. California is the equivalent of the I don't even think about you meme from Mad Men, where all these states are like, California, am I right? Everyone's leaving because it sucks so bad. And California is just in our own little bubble, like propping up the US economy and trying our best to make sure people don't die in the streets going, I don't even think about you. You know what I'm saying? Stan's the type of guy who would admit he went to Epstein's Island for snorkeling. God, that's so funny. The Norm Macdonald writing partner joke where he goes, Jeffrey Epstein, the New York financier, is one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. God, I love that. Epstein Island? I think I snorkeled there. You know what I mean? Joshins, thank you for the 21 months, by the way. Yeah, on the Conan show. Exactly. It's very funny. I've been listening to a lot of Conan's podcasts just because I think he's so funny and such a great interviewer. NorCal keeps SoCal alive. Remember, they wanted to split off to Jefferson. When people talk about Jefferson, California, they're not talking about what we call NorCal. Because what we call NorCal is just Sacramento down to like right below the Bay Area, right? We're not actually talking about Redding and shit. That's actually Jefferson. And if they split off, that'd be good for California. You know? We don't need that. North of Sacramento, yes, Central California is what people call NorCal. Because people are talking about San Francisco when they talk about NorCal. Oh, I'm so powerful. I had 2 coffees today. California is too big, I guess. When I read those Reddit threads about worst cities, a lot of smaller Central Californian cities come up. Yeah, there's some definite brutal spots in California. Just like there's some brutal spots in the Midwest, you know, like a lot of the ketamine problems and stuff like that. Redding is PNW. Yeah, but it's in California, right? That's what I'm saying. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, a lot of the counties north of Sacramento in California would like to leave California because they don't align with the way the state is being run and change to the state of Jefferson, right? It's like libertarian paradise kind of shit. And the truth is that like California should be like, yeah, fuck yeah. You guys are taking a lot of our aid dollars and also like ruining stats about the state. Is that the amount of buttons you'd keep undone if we were going in public? This is... I don't know if you're trying to gotcha me, but this is every single button on this shirt buttoned up. Do you think I didn't do a button for sex appeal or something? I've buttoned every single button. I could only go less. And that would be this, and that's too much. That's too much. That's my belly button down there. Why Jefferson? After Thomas Jefferson, who believed that the federal government was too strong. They don't believe in the federal government. Wasn't a gotcha a genuine question? I didn't realize you had a porn shirt on. You sound like a grandma who doesn't want their kids to watch HBO because of shirts like this. I think it's a perfect amount. I'm not trying to rizz up anyone. That's why I'm wearing this shirt appropriately. Easiest way to tell if someone is from California or not is that they use the terms NorCal and SoCal. Is that true? Do people outside of California not say SoCal? They say what, Southern California? Interesting. I believe you only because I live in California, so I can't know. I'm in an echo chamber. You call it California? Oh, you just call it California straight up. No one talks about the regions. Interesting. Do people in Texas actually say like Texarkana? Is that East Texas? How do you split up Texas, people from Texas? For someone who's outside of it. Central Coast is the best part of Cali, no cap. Austin and not Austin. Nortex and Sotex. That'd be cool. Sounds like a Mortal Kombat character. It's San Antonio, Austin, Houston, and everywhere else. What about Dallas? East Texas, Deep East Texas, West Texas, North Texas, and Houston. I see. Dallas is Houston? Really? Is that legal? Isn't Dallas a big city? Straight up? So wrong? I'm the one asking. I can't be so wrong. I'm just asking questions. Texas has like 4 cities worth visiting on the west side, and then there's 10 hours of shit to the west. I see. Did you mean west side? That's like when SAC guys claim Bay Area. It's so funny because as someone who lived in the Bay Area, I lived in San Francisco, Oakland, and then Richmond. I don't give a shit if SAC claims Bay Area. It doesn't matter to me. Yeah, sure. It's like an hour. It's like an hour, bro. Sure. They're coming into town all the time. That's fine. They can take the train. They're so much closer to the Bay Area than like anything else. Is San Jose Bay Area? You better believe it. San Jose is on the fucking bay. San Jose is on the bay. What do you want from them? It's touching the bay. How could it not be the Bay Area? That's so exclusionary. Monterey? If I'm including Sacramento, I'm including Monterey, bro. Honestly, I just consider all of NorCal the Bay Area, and that's probably my folly. Central Valley, baby. I love farming. All right. This discourse has gotten too Cali specific. Yeah, the Europeans are falling asleep, man. This convo makes me think of the Indianapolis Colts being in AFC South, even though they are like near Chicago. Yeah, there's a lot of fucked up things in American sports leagues and like where teams travel to play. Sounds like we need a Stan's Texas tour. I'd love to do I Was Texan for a day and do all the most stereotypical Texas things. The problem is I don't think I'd want to do a lot of them. Like the thing where you fly in a helicopter and shoot hogs. You know what I mean? I just don't want to do that. I like hogs. Weird clip, but true. Is that a thing? Yeah, famously. You can go to Texas, you can rent a helicopter and a high-powered rifle, and you take out the hogs because they're like an invasive species. And you just actually rain death down on the hogs. No one is forcing you to do that. Well, but if I was trying to do the most stereotypical Texan things, it's like I would wear cowboy boots and eat barbecue, and I would shoot down hogs from the helicopter. That's all I can think about. What else is stereotypically Texan? You would fit better in Austin. I've been to Austin. It was cool. I went to a F1 race there. Lose power. Very nice. The hogs in my parents' backyard are a problem for real. You guys have all seen the tweet, right? In response to gun control from like 4 years ago, where it's like, honest question, what should I do if between 30 to 60 wild hogs run through my backyard where my daughter is playing? And everyone thought this was just like a person making up a story to advocate against gun control. And then the guy sent a video and there was 30 to 60 wild hogs running through his backyard. That shit rule. He went on a This American Life or something. You should test out your stand-up in Texas. I mean, I assume I'm not going to be doing it at like a fucking random bar in a 2-star town. I would do it in a real city. And then I assume most cities in Texas are liberal, just because that's how cities work. I'm a big anti-gun leftist, but I bend for 2 things, and one is the fucking hogs. Sorry, you bend for fucking hogs. Excuse me? Man, today's vibing session is long. Can I say, you know the SpongeBob meme where he's cross-eyed and doesn't know what to do? Gun control is tough. Because it's like, yeah, I think way too many people are dying by guns. Like, there's mass shootings every fucking day in this country. Like, what is happening? But then I also think that, like, limiting guns absolutely disproportionately affects, like, certain marginalized groups. We talk about, like, the way the Black Panthers used guns in the Bay Area specifically to advocate for safety in their community against the police, which is, like, the state apparatus. And it becomes like, fuck, are guns actually leftist? You know what I mean? It's tough. It's tough. Unironically. Wand control for Hogwarts, let Voldemort win. Real talk, the further left you go, the more pro-gun you become. I think that's what I'm saying. At the extremes, for sure, right? Because at the extremes, there's a lot of like, hey, take over this country. Can anyone tell me why a license department the same way we do cars for guns is a bad idea? I mean, it isn't. I think, you know, a lot of it is true, but then you have the problem with like gun show loopholes and stuff like that. Minority groups have rights in Europe and we don't need guns. I will say that I much prefer European gun control to the US, But you might be throwing stones in a glass house by saying like, hey, minorities have rights in Europe, based on a lot of the stuff I've seen. I don't know if your house is fully in order to go into this. I will say, hey, the US is worse. I'm not trying to play the comparison game, but let's not pretend that, Europe is perfect for minorities. Right? Yeah, exactly. It's like, ooh, there's still some issues here. Europe ain't perfect, but guns wouldn't help. I do agree with that. I do agree with that. If you go to Sweetwater, Texas, you can just randomly buy a gun at a rattlesnake convention. I think, yeah, buying a gun in Texas would probably be something for the video. Is this friendly enough content to fall asleep to? Maybe? I mean, I'm not gonna fucking peek. I'm not gonna scream. But it's gonna be weird, you know? Yeah, Europe is also loads of different countries. True. I feel like if you have more guns than people, you can never undo it. I think that saying you can never undo it is a right-wing talking point to not start. You know what I mean? Perfect is the enemy of good. And I have been guilty of that in many things, both politically and personally in my life. Not doing something because you don't know the perfect way to do it. Like taking small steps might lead to bigger steps. We still have a national blackface holiday here in the Netherlands. I thought they got rid of Zwarte Piet. From what I've known, the government does not promote him anymore. If that's what you're talking about, at least. If you guys have a second blackface holiday, then fuck. Oh yeah, there's no more. That's what I'm saying. We have Stroopwafel Pete now? No, you don't. Really? That's crazy. Yeah, where was I at the other day where a guy had like double akimbo pistols belted? It was somewhere crazy. It was like a donut shop. Ugh. Kind of freaked me out, but I am soft. You guys know this about me. And I live in California, you know? Gotta stay strapped at Dunkin's. Maybe it was like a Baskin Robbins. It was a place where you definitely don't need akimbo pistols. I'm in Montana. We need guns for hiking for the bears. Yeah, that's totally fine. I mean, they have, well, you're right for the grizzlies. Let's say they have like bear spray and stuff, like the super mace. But if there's a grizzly, you got issues. Where do you actually need akimbo pistols? Behind enemy lines as a secret agent? I don't know. I can't think of a single situation in my life where I would need akimbo pistols. Although I can't think of a single situation in my life where I would need a single, like, Walther P7 tiny pistol. You know what I'm saying? Rust in Modern Warfare 2, +2. When 30 to 40 hogs are in your backyard, I don't think the pistols are enough. The hogs are strong. You need a hog gun. Not even a zombie apocalypse. From what I've seen of zombies, they can live with bullet wounds because they don't actually like work in the same way as humans. So I think you would want a different type of weapon. Like guns are cool, but does shooting a zombie even stop it? When I live in Texas, our district attorney visited during the high school debate day. The debate was gun control, and he brought guns with him illegally and then got destroyed by debate club, all left-leaning. Really, all left-leaning is surprising. I accidentally did one debate in high school because I went to Barnes & Noble to buy a book and the debate club was there and they asked me to do it. And apparently I had no sense of fear at that time in my life. And so I just went up in the auditorium in front of like a couple hundred people and talked about why I thought capital punishment was bad. Did not do any research. And the good news is the guy against me also didn't, and he was just a worse speaker, so I won. I don't think my points were very good, but they were better than his. It was just that. The real zombie weapon is a polearm. I think historically, military-wise, like pre-guns, spears, like things on long sticks were always the GOAT. Because people just can't get in on you. Could you take more kangaroos or hogs? I think kangaroos, because hogs can gore, right? Look what happened to Robert Baratheon, bro. I ain't trying to get gored. Was where you grew up left-leaning? No, where I grew up was extremely right-leaning. I grew up in a small, heavily Hispanic Catholic town. And like I said, like a lot of Hispanic people who had come there, like definitely went right in the U.S. It's farming, so it's like a lot of like agribusiness and stuff like that. But my mom's side of the family emigrated from the Netherlands in the 60s, maybe something like that. And so the 50s, and they were left leaning. So I grew up left leaning, but the town I was in was not. We're not doing the kangaroo thing. If you want to know about the kangaroo thing, listen to the episode of Binge and Cringe where Cance finally admits that he was wrong. Check DMs. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, for those speaking of Binge and Cringe, exclamation point BNC, I leaked on one of the last streams that if we got 200 patrons, we would watch Naked Truth. What's the British show where they show naked people raw? And we are actively one patron away. We are at 199 active members. So if you would like Cance and I to watch that, which is definitely going to change our relationship for a way that can't be in the better, it's just one patron. And then you also get all the other good content, all the Glee and stuff. What was the new moon goal? We shattered the new moon goal, unfortunately. So we have to watch that maybe sometime this week. Did you guys see the guy who jumped into the Bass Pro Shops water, skinny dipped? Speaking of naked people. I don't know what my dick would look like if I was scared because I was doing that in public or if the water was cold, but I will say I could not figure out if he had a dick in any of those pictures. Yeah, that was inverted. But if I was the kind of person that got off on public nudity, wouldn't I just like have a rod? I feel like I would be loving it. It was just weird all around, man. Who is this? The guy who jumped into the water at Bass Pro Shops. I was worried to roast because I didn't want to attack a trans person because I genuinely thought there was no universe they had a cock. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it was just like, wait, what? I was honestly CSI Miami enhancing. I was trying to figure it out. There was probably shrinkage. Yeah, but I didn't even see balls. I saw nothing. That was what was crazy. Growers stay strong. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, hey, I've been to the onsen with the bros, and as people know, there's growers and there's showers, and it's fine, but you're not all gonna get erect, so you can be like, yeah, this is fine. If you're a grower, you just have to live with it in the bathhouse. You just have to live with it. You just take the L and be confident in yourself. It's not even an L because it's just like biology. You know what I mean? Just jerk it a tiny bit before you go out. If I got out of the little tiny shower at the onsen, walked over to my friends and was semi-erect, that would be weirder than being fully soft and a grower small. That's crazy. I think that you guys are psychopathic. And there's also the chance that you go too far and that you are stiff. And that's like, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? There's nothing wrong with a half tub and a hot tub if it's natural. Sometimes the hot water, the bubbles, the good vibes, but that's a different thing. You're moving the goalposts. You are trying to semi-arouse yourself. Fellas, is it gay to be erect in front of your bros? No, I think it's totally fine, but it's a little weird to try and get yourself semi-erect for the bros. I'll say it. Yeah, you're overthinking it. You just rip it. Hey, you are how you are. You were born this way. The bros would clap. That would actually be so sick. You walk out a little shower and they do a double take. They do a and then they start clapping. That would be cool. I just have I'm a grower tattooed on my thigh to clear up any confusion. Wow, I also have a penis-related thigh tattoo. I have a ruler that looks close to real, but it's actually 10 inches, but they're all evenly spaced so that there's like some subliminal imaging and you think that I'm actually longer than I am. It says 12 inches, but it's really 10. If the bros judge, then they aren't bros. So true. Actually, so true. He just said he can't do bits, so it must be true. Now I have to reveal the tattoo. All right. I said I would do Logan Paul. Sorry, 1 minute ad. One more, 1 minute ad. Logan Paul after this. I promise. 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 The dick size stuff is like height stuff. Like, bro, I didn't make my dick small. Yeah, it's fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Bros versus pros skinny dipping with the Bass Pro Shop guy. Imagine if that was the first bros versus pros back. Holy shit. Gotta go for at least 9 minutes, make it a solid 2-hour vibing session? Nah. We end it when we end it. When you get a cock tattoo, sorry, I'm just reading chat and kind of playing along. Do you get it when you're erect so that it looks right erect, or do you get it when you're flaccid so that it looks right flaccid? I assume erect, but man, that would look weird flaccid. Right? Erect for sure? Okay, got it. I've just never thought about it. Oh. How would you stay erect the whole time? I actually assumed that like the pain of the tattoo would probably keep you erect a little bit. Right? Get us a slinky so it looks good both ways. Holy shit, that's good. Make it a word that looks different when erect or flaccid. It's like, what were those things in Angels and Demons that look the same upside down or right side up? It's like a word appears. And then you can solve the mystery of the Vatican. Hey, Stanz, you're my son's favorite streamer. He's 6. Say hi. An ambigram. Yeah, some kind of like ambigram of sorts. A magic eye puzzle. Kids would hate my stream, dude. This has been literally 1 hour and 53 minutes of a man full screen just telling jokes. I haven't played Fortnite. I haven't done shit. This is literally a stream for old people. This is not at all for kids. I've been thoroughly enjoying this. Yeah, but you're not a child. You're an adult. This is a stream for the people. Yeah, no one appreciates stand-up anymore. This is just British panel show. That's why I love them, man. That's why I love British panel shows. It doesn't matter about winning, losing, viewership. You just try and say something funny. True, we oldies like that. Yeah, exactly. I'm a YouTube frog, and I thought all streams were like this. A lot of them are. But I don't... Usually the vibing is like 20 minutes. This has been almost 2 hours. Taskmaster New Zealand Season 2 is one of the best pieces of comedy ever created. I got to get on that Taskmaster grind, for sure. For sure. Hey, Stanz, you're my grandpa's favorite stream. He's 70. Say hi. Where were you at the Nuremberg trials? First disco stream? Oh, no. Oh, fuck. Deleted from the title. Oh. Have you seen any of the episodes of the new Wilty season? I have not, but I'd love to. Just chatting and vibing is super chill, and I kind of prefer it. I like it, too. It's my favorite thing to do. Nuremberg? Sorry, Nuremberg. Wasn't born yet? Oh, then we're good. I guess 70 isn't even that old. That's born in the 50s. Damn, you can't even make Nazi jokes anymore. It's too old. Or too new. They either have to be 14 or 110 to be Nazis. Anyone in between, and it's tough. Stan's trying to start the YouTube vid, but keeps going back to vibing count 3. No, we're starting the YouTube vid. I promise. Big A has mentioned the War 7 streams in a row. He's telling me he's watching tons of World War II documentaries in his off time, which is a slippery slope to being a Republican. But not a new school Republican, like not alt-right. Watching World War II documentaries won't alt-right you. It will classic Goldwater Republican you. You know what I mean? Like just slightly racist, but not like fully Brexit racist. You know what I'm saying? Has anyone seen, okay, we actually are doing, we're doing a little bit of vibing here because I need to get this out because I think I'm onto something here. I think Little Bro's cooking. Has anyone seen the new season of Fargo? Anyone new Fargoers? If everyone says no, then I can't even tell this. I've got a theory. Oh, you guys are, come on. It's phenomenal television. It's phenomenal. Hello? All right, never mind. We won't talk about it. But once we can talk about Fargo, I've got this theory, and I think I've blown it wide open. I think I've got something here. Rudloff, thank you for the 15 months. It's our homework for next week. Yeah, but you have to watch like 7 episodes, and that's tough. Go talk about Fargo with your local PTA members. Yeah, that is the problem. The people I have the most in common with are not Twitch streamers. They are parents. You think I could fuck with like... These Minecrafters' parents are probably my age, huh? You think like Tommy and its dad would love to shoot the shit with me? I never even thought about it that way. Become a dad? Yeah, so I can have friends? No, thank you. He's British? Yeah, but maybe he likes fucking Wilty or something, you know? No time for friends when you have a toddler? I feel like you kind of get this new friend group, though, where, like, you take your kids to the park or Chuck E. Cheese and let them run wild, and then you just talk about how much you hate your life with, like, another dad or mom, right? Herb Derp, thank you for the prime. You'd have a lot of British TV to catch up on, which is crazy considering how much British TV you've seen. Yeah, I've seen a lot more than most Americans, but I'm still way behind. Just buy a minivan? Half the time I drive a Subaru. And so I feel like that is either a parent's car or a lesbian woman's car. And honestly, I think I fuck with both of those cultures. You know what I'm saying? Lesbian women love rock climbing. I love rock climbing. They love artisanal coffee. I love artisanal coffee. They love pretty women. I love pretty women. This is fine. I'm so lesbian coded. But in a good way, not like in an Ellen way. You know what I'm saying? What grades do you climb? I'm a V3 climber. I haven't climbed in a long time. I was climbing a ton pre-chess boxing, which has now been a year ago. And since then, I probably only climbed like 5 or 6 times in the last year. Stan's Googling lesbian moms in my area, but for friendship. Yeah, I will say the prevalence of like lesbian MILF porn has ruined my ability to find lesbian moms for platonic relationships in my area. You are like Drake. So true. Me and Drake, me and Aubrey, we are the same. All right, we unironically are going to stop vibing. We have to talk about Logan Paul. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to talk about Logan Paul because he has made a response. If you don't remember, you can check out a lot of the videos on my YouTube because we went through them. About a year ago, Logan Paul went through a snafu, and I tried to give him some PR advice based on my history in college, learning about other politicians' mishandling of situations. In the last year, he has done and said nothing related to CryptoZoo, but this last week, he put out a statement. Some people are happy, some people are mad. We're going to go through it, and we're going to figure out where we stand on this issue. We have to edit that out. That made me want to kill myself. Ladies and gentlemen, the tweet in question. Today, I'm incredibly happy to announce that I'm delivering on my promise to buy back Base Egg and Base Animal Crypto Zoo NFTs. For those of you that don't know, Crypto Zoo was a game. The last time I described Crypto Zoo, I did these exact quotes. Crypto Zoo is a game you play where you merge these animals to create evolution. So like you might have a sugar glider mixed with an armadillo, and then you got a sugardillo or something. Unfortunately, the game never worked, and most of the people that were on the leadership team for this crypto game ended up being scammers. Logan Paul did not like being associated with these scammers, said that he was scammed in and of itself, and that he would have a response. If you want to get all the facts on it, I would recommend watching the CoffeeZilla videos on this, and then watching my videos where I give my take so that you can catch up and then watch this video, and then I get another 7 cents in ad revenue for videos that I made a year ago. It's a backlog. You make a lot of money. His promise to buy back Base Egg and Base Animal Crypto Zoo NFTs for their original purchase price. This buyback program is being carried out at eggnftbuyback.com, which is such a URL. I'm pretty sure I used a URL like this to get free RuneScape gold and brick my family's computer back in 2006, but that's just me. Claims can be submitted through this site through February 8th. I approached this Crypto Zoo project like everything else I'm passionate about, with only the best possible intentions and success for everyone who shared our vision. Now, to be clear, this is kind of true because the people that shared his vision were the leadership team of Crypto Zoo, and the vision they had was a quick cash grab grift on a crypto project like Crypto Zoo. So this is honestly true. I never made a single penny from the project, period, because the scam came out before it worked, because you were scammed by another one of your founders. In fact, the opposite is true, because I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to make it happen. With this buyback program, I am personally committing more than $2.3 million to buy back base eggs and base animals from every person who intended to play Crypto Zoo. Like you, I was highly disappointed that the game was not delivered. I don't think anyone was disappointed that the game was not delivered besides people who were trying to make money off the coins, because the game didn't look really fun. It was just like a random image generator that mixed two animals. I guess there's like a little bit of a lure where you're like, oh, I didn't know what a kangaroo plus an octopus would look like, and now I do. But I don't think there was going to be a game there. I will say that there's a guy in my chat, he might be watching this video right now, what's up Curly, who has played one of the Crypto Zoo spin-off games for the last year and a half. So maybe some of you are out there. As I said a year ago, Crypto Zoo was derailed by bad actors. Bad actors who did steal money and who betrayed our team while internally sabotaging the game. This has now been confirmed by an extensive investigation that has involved a forensic analysis of blockchain activity and the review of thousands of communications. Is he just talking about CoffeeZilla, or did he also do one? This feels like little bro just watched the CoffeeZilla videos and was like, damn, this guy's right. Stanz, if people want to see the animals merge and can't now because the game won't exist, they can check out your video where you made the game. Yeah. I feel bad promoting my video where I made the game, even though it's very good. Editor, link it right here. Do more work, editor. Pew, 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 pew. Put it right there, and then people can click it, which means Kance also has to do more work to add the frame. But it's not very good because I made it in the Scratch programming language, which is for 4-year-olds. And I was very bad at it. So what are you going to do? With this evidence in mind, today I have filed a lawsuit in federal court in Texas to hold these bad actors accountable. The 25-page lawsuit is public, and it can be found here. Oh, wow. This lawsuit is not based just on snippets of conversations taken out of context. This lawsuit is the result of an exhaustive investigation that included the review of the entirety of conversations and tracking nefarious trading activity related to the project. Again, I'm curious if he redid this, and I'd love to know more, or if he is just taking, for example, the CoffeeZilla research to heart. Nefarious trading activity taken behind our backs without our knowledge and with the intention of defrauding us all. As far as the game itself, unfortunately, it will not be released. I personally spent $400,000 to have it developed, and after its completion in early 2023 and some further diligence. Unfortunately, there are too many regulatory hurdles that would need to be cleared that I did not originally understand and would ultimately delay this buyback even further. It turns out that the U.S. government has started to create legislation against crypto grifts. Shout out to the SEC. This buyback is a way for me to make whole those who intended to play Crypto Zoo. I actually really like this statement. And if everything he's done is above ground, this could be like the beginning of something good that he's doing. The buyback is not intended to compensate those who gambled on the crypto market and lost. It's important to remember that the Zoo token was created to support the Crypto Zoo game and its players. It was not intended as an investment vehicle, as outlined in the original white paper. The solution has been anything but simple, so I want to thank everyone for their patience as we figured out the logistics of making sure the first ever NFT buyback is a smooth process. What does their website look like? In my mind, this is a Google form, and that would be hype. Complete this form. Complete this form. It's not Google. It's like a Notion form. It's a little bit of a nicer form. Each claimant must submit this claim form. I just want to know, how are they actually real? Do you have to connect your wallet or something? How do you figure this out? Is he saying his crypto wasn't an investment? Yeah, one thing that you see from the majority of these crypto projects is very similar to what you saw people post on Facebook in like the early 2010s. By posting this, it means that anything I post on Facebook can't be taken from me, and I own all intellectual property. You cannot take what I say on here and sue me or arrest me. I am a sovereign citizen. What you see in a lot of these white papers is like a final line that's like, this is not intended as an investment vehicle, because they think that that is the equivalent of them holding up a cross against a demon, right? You can't get me if I say it's not this. It's like when people put fair use in their description, right? They re-upload all of Titanic in 2 parts and they go, this is fair use. I'm sharing it with the people. It just doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. This is actually the form that he has done. He is suing these people. I'm not going to go through it. I am not a lawyer. There are real lawyers who do go through it, and they are much smarter and better. So you should just let them do it. If you post this on your wall, Marky Mark Zuck can't steal your data. There's a really great College Humor short about it where Amir says, Zark Fuckerberg's raping you, and it's been stuck in my head for a decade. I can't think about Mark Zuckerberg without thinking of Zark Fuckerberg. It's just, you know what? Sorry. College Humor Zark Fuckerberg. Wait. It's someone. Come on. What was it called? It's called Copyright? Jake and Amir. Jake and Amir. This doesn't have to go in it. Instagram, it's this. Have you guys not seen this? God, it's so good.
Don't have to do it backwards.
I wasn't trying to.
Holy wow, congrats, bud, we're rich.
All right, I think I'm gonna work from the conference room today.
Oh wait, we're actually not rich at all. Cause Zark Fuckernerd has us bent over a table owning every single photo we've posted to Instagram. I'm sorry, pal.
Okay.
Okay? No way. Instagram's new privacy policy claims that it can and will sell all of your photos to the highest bidder.
What are you talking about?
What am I talking about? I'm talking about you don't own your shit. Do you have any idea how dangerous that is? Okay, that's why I posted this paragraph to my Facebook profile, which should stop the bleeding for now while my lawyers look over the fine print. Actually, give me your email. I will forward you this paragraph, and you gotta copy and paste it precisely. Otherwise, they'll find the fucking loopholes in it. I swear to God they will, those micey bastards.
That's exactly what the crypto bros are doing, dude. They're posting that sentence because those micey bastards are coming for them. And it's CoffeeZilla. CoffeeZilla and the SEC are those micey bastards. And they think this works, dude. It doesn't work that way. It can't work that way. You just can't say what it's intended for when everyone knows that your crypto project is intended to make you money. It's insane. Sorry, back to the real video. So Logan Paul is intending to pay back people who bought tokens to play his game. And this is actually me speaking from the heart, I think that most gamers aren't playing crypto games for the fun. Most of them are playing to do what they call play to earn. If you play this game, you might get tokens that are inherently more and more valuable. So playing this game is a more efficient money-making tool than maybe playing The Witcher 3 or League of Legends or other things like that, right? I can't imagine there's people out there that are like, man, I've been waiting for a monster merger game that is real animals that kind of look shit that also costs a lot of money for me to play. But that's just me shooting from the hip. Maybe there are people out there. If you're one of those people, let me know in the comments because I don't think you exist. Now, CoffeeZilla wasn't happy with this, right? Because KSI responded, I feel like Logan is doing the best he possibly can to help those who have been affected by this project. I think people are forgetting that he currently has another project called 99 Originals in the NFT space that has been quite successful. That's like the Polaroids he's taking, right? Anyway, to anyone saying or thinking that I've labeled the victims as haters for my previous tweet. Oh, sorry, I missed the first KSI tweet. I'm sorry. Not gonna lie, you low-key deserve it if you invested in this shit. I don't think so. I think that even if, let's answer that first, because I think it's a really important thing. I don't think people that were defrauded in crypto schemes deserve it because they are dumber than, or because they like intended to further scam people. I actually think we are at a place in history where it can feel really depressing and impossible to get out of some of the circumstances you're in. Maybe you can't afford to go to college. Maybe you can't get a job. Maybe you're on unemployment, things like that. And when all of these people, including like the most recent crypto.com commercial that talked about these innovators pulling themselves up by their bootstraps and changing the global economy, see a way out, right? They see a rope. They see a chance to leave the circumstances that they are in, and they don't want to miss it when they've seen countless other groups, traditionally of like rich, educated white people, make a bunch of money on these new technological frontiers, right? And so they want to be a part of it. And when they continue to get scammed, I don't want to laugh. I want to cry, right? I want to feel bad. I have been in places where I think like, I just need something right now. I don't know how to stop these feelings I'm having, the situation, and I will take the first life raft. And when people are out there actively trying to scam you, that fucking sucks, man. It sucks. People were dumb as fuck when Bitcoin was 3K in 2013 too. Yeah, it's just like, I want them to have a better life. And if they think that Bitcoin's going to get them there because people are lying to them, who am I to be the guy that's like, wow, you idiot. You didn't actually take the time to think this. You got your eyes lit up with the chance of changing your life somehow. Yeah, it's just brutal. So that's what I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe these people actually were just intending to scam other people, but generally that's what I think. To anyone thinking that, please watch any of CoffeeZilla's videos where he talks to these victims. They're largely desperate and hopeful people, not dumb scammers. Yeah. Although, to play devil's advocate there, like the people who are willing to sign up for interviews and speak against like Logan Paul are maybe people that feel they were slighted or that it didn't work out for. I would be curious if there are other people out there that they wouldn't admit that they're scammers, but would be willing to say something like that, right? People who would like get scammed and go fair play, I was intending to scam in the future, right? All right, where's the original KSI tweet? Boom, 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 boom. Ah, here we go. Sorry. The original KSI tweet. What will the haters say now? Defending KSI, his business partner, right? And a lot of people came after him. A lot of people said that, hey, this is not a response. A lot of people looked at the forms that Logan put in this and said that by taking the money back for your original Crypto Zoo eggs or your coins that were made to purchase these animals, you have to waive all rights to litigation in the future. That maybe Logan Paul is taking the safe way out of here, paying out, getting people to waive their rights to sue so that he can move on with his life, which, if you remember right, was what I said he should do a year ago. Just immediately pay the money and absolve yourself. Never mention Crypto Zoo again, but instead what he did was say the game is still coming until his most recent post. A lot of people got mad at KSI for this. A lot of people are still really mad at Logan Paul, and a lot of people like CoffeeZilla and believe that Logan Paul did not address the things that CoffeeZilla is doing here. Yeah, to be correct, he's not buying back the coins. He is buying back the eggs and the monsters that had to be purchased with coins, but not the additional coins for people who are betting on the stock to go up, because the coins are essentially just like the base crypto with which to play the game. It's a way to theoretically have like a veneer of paying back people who were interested in playing the game, like the honest people, and not pay back what could be considered like the scammers. Although, as I just described, I don't believe the people who were speculating on the asset going up are inherently scammers. I think a lot of them were just people who were hoping to make some money here. I digress. From KSI. I feel like Logan is doing the best he possibly can to help those who have been affected by this project. I do think he's actually doing maybe not the best he possibly can, but I do think this is better than what he could have done, what a lot of YouTubers or influencers do, which is literally just never talk about it again for the rest of their life. At a certain point, you're famous enough to where if this isn't like a murder or sexual assault, you can pretty much get away with anything. I think people are forgetting he currently has another project called 99 Originals in the NFT space that has been quite successful. And I will admit here that I have not followed up on 99 Originals. I don't know if people are liking it or hating it. I do remember thinking that, like, while it didn't need to be based in crypto, the art aspect of the company was at least semi-interesting and there could be something there. Anyway, to anyone thinking that I've labeled the victims as haters from my previous tweet, remember his previous tweet was, what will the haters say now? They're clearly wrong and looking for yet another reason to try to blindly put me down. It's fine. I've been doing the social media thing for years. I'm used to it. I'll be more specific when I tweet next time. My bad. Call me a dick rider / dick eater all you like. For me, this is so funny. I don't know why you had to put both of these. We knew what you meant when you said call me a dick rider. He wanted to clarify that people were calling him both a dick rider and a dick eater, and he did not like that. All you like, but I'm always going to want to back my friends and give them the benefit of the doubt, as I assume most people would. This is just a true thing. Anyway, I don't know shit about crypto. I tried and lost millions. That's so fucking funny to me. Anyway, I don't know shit about shit. This is, in a way, to me, kind of based. What he's saying is, I don't know shit about crypto, maybe a scam. I'm going to back up my friends because that's what I do. Call me mean things all you want, whatever, man. This is almost like, to me, this basically absolves him because he's just saying, like, I don't fucking know, right? He is not trying to defend like the earlier actions or the potential scam that is CryptoZoo. He is defending his friend who he believes to be doing a good thing and telling everyone you would probably do the same, and crypto's confusing. It's brutally honest, which I think is something that a lot of people like about KSI. He seems like a guy in his tweets and his videos that is like brutally honest about the situations that he is in and circumstances that he is in. Wait, I lost the Ludwig tweet? Ludwig tweet me, please? Hello? Oh shit. Someone sent it to me and I lost it. Does anyone have it? I am not a lawyer type beat. Yeah, and I think it's good. This is I am not a lawyer, but not trying to be a lawyer. This is like, I am not a lawyer. This guy's my friend. I think it's good. It's on Coffee's tweets, which I lost. Did I click away? Am I brain dead? There it is. I found it. Never mind. He tweeted under Coffee. So, in response to the KSI tweet, CoffeeZilla tweeted, Logan Paul has stonewalled these victims for a year. He refuses to communicate, refuses to create the game he promised for 3 years, refuses to refund the tens of millions he sold in ZooCoin tokens in app currency, blamed everyone but himself from day one. How is that doing the best he possibly can? He's offering the buyback only after he got in more legal trouble. 1 year late with a 1 month claim and a liability waiver. Yeah, the 1 month claim is something that we haven't addressed, but we talked about it in the original Logan Paul tweet, and that is that you have until February to redeem it. Somewhere in here, thank you very much, with February 8th. You only have until February 8th, so there's people who maybe are not even thinking about CryptoZoo because they were so burned by it, and if they don't notice this in the next month, they would not even get a refund on the eggs or animals that they bought, which are something that Logan Paul theoretically would. And the liability waiver we mentioned. Now, I've talked a little bit on stream about these liability waivers because the only way that you are going to reach what is essentially a settlement. All right, this is not a settlement in the court of law. This is like him doing this and trying to reap the goodwill. But the only way you will reach like an area where you can both walk away is by giving these people a liability waiver that says like, yo, I'm paying you this money and you are rescinding all rights to sue me in the future for these things, right? It's essentially like pay to win in legal terms. I'm going to give you the money back and you are just going to walk away from this. And I do think that that is probably the best move for him. But it is something that it's easy to point out and say like, hey, fuck you. You're just trying to stop people from suing you for something bad you did. Trying to say you're making things right, but putting a time limit on your accountability is a wildly dumb take. Yeah, I think that... Okay, let's take a step back. What should Logan Paul do? 1 year ago, he said that I will be making this game. I am still passionate about making this game. In the last year, he has realized, based on things he has learned on the legality of crypto games and based on how mad people were about the game, he is not going to be able to release the game. But there still needs to be some resolution to this, or he at least wants there to be resolution to this, even though he could probably walk away. Okay, what I am going to do is pay out the victims of this. Well, if I paid out everyone who could be theoretically construed as a victim, that would be $10 million in Zoo coin that was sold. Somewhere around there is what CoffeeZilla prompted. Logan Paul says, I'm not going to pay 10 million, but I'm going to pay 2 million. I'm going to pay out only people who bought the tokens. Theoretically or visually, this could be seen as like righting the wrongs to people who were actually faithful, good actors in this case and not other people. People typically love to hate crypto people, just like people in my chat who are saying, I don't care if you got scammed on crypto. And so this would be an easy way out. What he didn't expect, which I think he should have, was CoffeeZilla got a hold of this like a dog with a bone and was like, excuse me? You're going to do it this way? Well, I have some thoughts about that. Totally fair, totally valid. And I do think it's fine to roast him or lambast him for the liability waiver and the 1 month. But it's not the worst thing in the world. It's crazy because Otto could legit make the game in like 30 minutes. Hey, I made the game in only 4 hours and it was bad. I'm sympathetic to people not understanding crypto and benefit of the doubt stuff. But what doubt is there exactly? It's not even the first time Logan scammed his fans. Dink Doink, Felon, Elongate, Liquid Marketplace. I actually don't know what these three are. I only remember Dink Doink coins from the early CoffeeZilla stuff, so I won't speak to these three more. But if there are more scams, then yeah, this is like a brutal thing to do. It's so well documented at this point. Funny thing is, it's so well documented by CoffeeZilla. 99OG is kind of a funny example to bring up too. This is the Polaroid crypto company, because that was what he created when he was lying to CryptoZoo holders saying the game was coming soon. Not sure how one success makes up for several scams, which I completely agree with. The fact that you are doing something well here doesn't mean this other thing can't be bad or predatory or a scam. Those are two different things and need to be judged or looked at through their own microscope. TLDR, your friend has done bad things, and defending him blindly while not understanding what he did ain't it. Now, this TLDR is great because this is just a rephrasing of what KSI said at the end of his, which is, I don't really understand what he did. I am his friend and I am defending him blindly, which is like what you would do. So I think CoffeeZilla is just using this to say that, like, I understand that you are doing exactly that. I don't think that makes a lot of sense when you look at the context of the other scams that he has done, the context of how much money was actually involved in this, and how little he has done for the actual victims of it. If you invest in something called Dink Doink and Elongate, is it Elongate or Elongate? Are we talking about Elon Musk? Or are we talking about making things longer? Because I would invest in making a few things longer, if you know what I mean. And again, even if it's Dink Doink, I don't think we shouldn't make fun of these people who got scammed. And I'm not trying to like have the baby gloves with them or infantilize them, but it's like getting scammed on crypto fucking sucks, bro. We're back to dicks. Yeah, let's talk about the Bass Pro Shops again. Now, Ludwig replied to this at midnight. Little sleepy boy popped an edible and thought he'd get in on the drama. It feels less authentic to argue it's an innocent defense of a friend when the friendship hinges on $1 billion business they own together. Ludwig, what the fuck? Ludwig came out swinging. This is a man who is known for giving the most milquetoast thoughts on any internet drama. A man who gave his thoughts on the 2016 election and said, I'm a journalist. I can't take sides here. A man who is known for being mogul moderate instead of mogul male. Mogul man in the middle came out. I have absolutely no idea what he was smoking this night, but I loved it. I thought it was so nice to see him actually come out here. Although it did feel out of place for Ludwig. And it is important to note, because I was giving KSI the benefit of the doubt that he is Logan Paul's friend, when you think about it, is he Logan Paul's friend as much as he is Logan Paul's business partner in Prime, a sports drink and energy drink company in which they have both made a lot of money and stand to make even more. And with Logan Paul's reputation being tarnished, if it is being tarnished, that company stands to have some form of loss that could be quantified in money for KSI. Theoretically, KSI could be protecting his investment in the Prime Drink Company by defending Logan Paul here. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot to unpack here, and I would like to spend the rest of this video watching the CoffeeZilla video. We're not just going to put the whole CoffeeZilla in the video, but I'll watch it. We'll talk about our thoughts here, see if we learn anything new, and figure it out. Let's do it. Business over friends, but they get along. Yeah, I do think they definitely get along, right? They seem to be cut from the same cloth as like content creators that have like blown up and have a similar fan base, if not across the Atlantic Ocean, right? KSI's community are tearing him to him big time right now. Ooh, if you have any links to aggregate, send them to Cancel or me right now.
Logan Paul is refunding people he scammed if they promise to stop suing him for the vastly larger amount he may owe them. And honestly,
am I the only one? I know we're supposed to be talking about CryptoZoo. Am I the only one that finds CoffeeZilla hot? I think it's the suspenders. I feel like I want him to like snap them.
I'm conflicted because on the one hand, victims getting money is always great. And I'm proud that our investigation led to some real world consequences.
So true.
But I can't pretend that things are fixed or fine for people who entrusted me with their story.
These were the people he interviewed at the end of his last video series, people who had bought Zoo tokens to theoretically play the game and lost hundreds, if not thousands of dollars.
It's not true. So here's the real, more complicated story in 3 parts. The refund offer, the Zoo tokens, the lawsuit, starting with the most important part. And if you get one thing from this story, this should be it. These are the estimated damages in CryptoZoo.
Oh, so this is very important to know because Logan Paul will be spending between $2 and $2.5 million to pay back the victims that invested in the egg tokens and the animal tokens. CoffeeZilla is saying that the total Zoo, egg, and animal NFT sales was 18.5 million. So earlier in this video, I talked about it being what, 10 million? It was actually 18.5. Now that is a number that no matter how rich and famous you are, it is going to hurt your pocket to pay out.
$18.5 million.
It's weird Stanz thinks coffee is hot because I think I look like coffee. Bro, you wish you sat where he stood. I actually think I just like people who have smooth foreheads because I have my wrinkly forehead and I hate it.
Zoocoin and NFT sales.
The smoother the forehead, the better.
Much smaller percentage of that pie is what Logan is actually offering to refund. On the condition, though, that all of the people who spent the last year suing him for the larger damages drop their case. So that's a refund of only 12% to drop 100% of the case that, as far as I can tell, Logan may be losing. Put in that light, then, this refund starts to look less like a good faith attempt to make things right and more like a cynical bargaining chip to avoid getting in even more trouble.
Yeah, of course. And that's how we described it earlier in this video, right? We said it was similar to a settlement. He's willing to pay 2.3 to try and save 18.5 or whatever the number was. And honestly, if people are willing to do it and not go through the long drawn out case and maybe not be paid less in reparations for their coins, I might be willing to take it.
And a careful look at these refunds conditions show that...
Does he have the 18.5 if need be? I think Logan Paul could easily put together $18.5 million.
Credit for. Logan is offering only a 1-month claim window for this refund, given a year after waiting, and hidden in this wall of text is the most shocking part, which is that he's not releasing the CryptoZoo game at all. I know
True. When he said at the end of his last video, Logan Paul this is, that he was still going to be making CryptoZoo and he was excited about the possibility, I feel like my eyes rolled into the back of their head. There was never a world where Logan Paul spent the time, money, and effort to make the CryptoZoo game. Because it's not a game. It doesn't exist. It has always been essentially vaporware, a way for them to make money on crypto coins.
Knew that, but is actually insane. Because that's the thing, to be clear, he's sold millions of dollars of NFTs for and tens of millions of dollars of in-game CryptoZoo tokens for. I knew he wasn't going to make it, right? We all get that. But I watched for 3 years as Logan's fans, and that's what these investors were. They were fans of Logan Paul. They spent 3 years begging this guy to make this game. And the entire time, he told them he was working on it. And I thought, even at my most pessimistic, that Logan would at least crap out some abomination that he described as a game that limped past our lowest collective expectations. But I was wrong. I mean, I wasn't wrong.
Hot take, Logan Paul should have just bought that game the one guy made that Curly's still playing. Imagine if Logan Paul just bought another game and tied it into the Zoo tokens. He could have done it.
The first time he said I was wrong, when he said he was going to still finish the game, I was wrong that he was going to do it at all.
But even after 12 months of work, you've still managed to overlook one crucial piece of information.
Insert the CoffeeZilla tiny face picture. It's my favorite part. If you remember one thing, CoffeeZilla started this video saying, if you remember one thing, it's this is the total amount of money. If you remember one thing about the Stanz Logan Paul PR saga, it's tiny face CoffeeZilla. None of the things I said mattered. None of the things Logan Paul said mattered. The tiny face CoffeeZilla that Logan Paul used to attack him is the funniest thing I have ever seen in my fucking life.
See, even though I've said it's coming so many times, you've assumed that CryptoZoo isn't being made. Who
it's
are
not.
you to decide when the development timeline ends? Trust me, CryptoZoo is coming. I will make damn sure of it.
Oops. So much for making damn
We'll
sure.
let Logan say that again, just because you guys missed it.
See, even though I've said it's coming so many times, you've assumed that CryptoZoo isn't being made. Who are you to decide when the development timeline ends? Trust me, CryptoZoo is coming. I will make damn sure of it.
Oops. So much for
He didn't make damn sure of it.
making damn sure of it because there's no game. This is what makes this such a massive con. This guy sold millions in NFTs, tens of millions of Zoo tokens, and he's not even going to release the thing he promised this whole time. This is why it's such a slap in the face. These investors spent 3 years waiting for a game. Not only that, 2 years waiting for an update, which he never gave, and then a year suing him. And after all of that, all he offers is a 12% refund, no game, 30 days to accept. So look, Logan's already taking heat for making good on a promise that he
Gamer
made
Cheese
a
God,
year
thank you.
late. But that's not even true. He's not making good on this promise because it's not the same promise.
You think his
Last
beard needs a
year,
trim?
what
Hot take, I think his beard is long because he's been working on this Logan Paul thing so long. You know what I mean? If you see the first CoffeeZilla Logan Paul video, short beard. This is a grizzled detective on the case, and I think it adds to the thematic elements of it.
he promised was no strings attached buyback and you get a game. This year it's please drop your lawsuit and you don't get a game, which is incredible to me that there are influencers out there like KSI parading this around like a win for Logan Paul, like he's some sort of hero for offering a year late half-baked settlement offer. KSI says, what will the haters say now? I don't know. How about where's the game? Where's the art?
Oh no, having answers to a rhetorical question feels so bad for KSI.
KSI says, what will the haters say now? I don't know. How about where's the game? Where's the art? Where's the millions invested? Where's the motivation for this tweet? Oh, wait. KSI is a co-founder with Logan and Prime. So, of course, that makes KSI Logan's new biggest fan. But seeing as how Logan treats his biggest fans, don't say I didn't warn you. So that's part one, the refund.
Hot.
Now part two is the Zoo tokens. Remember, there were two parts to CryptoZoo, the Zoo tokens and Egg NFTs. Now, the tokens were the vast amount of damages that were actually caused, while the NFT sales were much lower. Logan conveniently wants to refund this much smaller part of his game, the NFTs, while pretending that these Zoo tokens were never a real part. They were just gambling.
And to be clear, I think that that is an argument that is not only easy to make, there is honesty in that argument, in that people who bought the game pieces have at least the plausible thought that they want to play the game. People that bought Zoo coins but did not buy any eggs, what could they have been holding the Zoo coins for besides gambling on the thought that the Zoo coins go up? So if I am a logical person just looking at what Logan Paul's doing, my first thought can be like, yeah, that makes a little bit of sense.
Now, this was sort of less bad when the game was still going to come out because, you know, it made some sense. Maybe you'd still have these tokens, but now it makes no sense at all. From Logan's statement, this buyback is a way for me to make whole those who intended to play CryptoZoo. The buyback is not intended to compensate those who gambled on the crypto market and lost. So he's describing people who bought his in-game currency as gamblers. But that's confusing because the whole point of these Zoo tokens was to buy the Egg NFTs and play the game. That's literally how it worked according to him. So instead, he calls people gamblers, despite also saying, quote, Zoo token was created to support the CryptoZoo game and its players. It was, quote, not intended to be an investment vehicle. So how can he say that, then turn around and say people who bought this were gambling? If it's not an investment, how can you refund people who intended to play CryptoZoo if you don't refund people who bought the token that was, quote, created to support the CryptoZoo game?
I actually think this is a bad argument from CoffeeZilla because I think he's actually describing exactly what Logan Paul is describing. Now, I think that Logan Paul is doing it, like CoffeeZilla said, to save money on like a payout that might save him in the courts. But if you're Logan Paul, I actually think it follows that you told people like zoo tokens are only in the white paper. Zoo tokens are only for buying eggs hatching animals, things like that. And so anyone who buys zoo tokens and holds them is speculating. And so I am punishing people who are speculating because they were not meant to be played. I think that Logan Paul is actually passing off. Logan Paul, as the chief architect of the scam, to be clear, I'm not on Logan Paul's side, is essentially distancing himself from the other people who were trying to make money in crypto and saying that those people weren't playing the game right. Those people were investing. I told you not to invest, so I am not paying you back, right?
You can't. It makes no sense. And this is why I say this isn't even close to a full refund. And now that he's abandoning the game, what we actually have is millions of dollars of in-game currency Logan sold that he won't pay back. Which brings us to the final part.
I assume zoo tokens exist. To be honest, I don't really understand crypto that well. So do people just have a bunch of zoo tokens in their wallet? Like, because if there's no refund, there's no nothing. Do they disappear?
This story. The third part, the lawsuit. After telling all his fans that they were gamblers who lost, Logan has one final surprise. He says, quote, I
think the arguments that Logan Paul knew what he was doing making a crypto and was just using the game as a pillow to cushion his culpability. Oh, absolutely. Logan Paul knew what people were doing. He is essentially burning them so that he can redeem himself and save money. I'm not saying what Logan Paul is doing is good. I'm just saying that there is like a logic that follows, and it's not one of those like Logan is not saying something truthful here, right?
Have filed a lawsuit in federal court in Texas to hold these bad actors accountable. People who ruin crypto.
It's like casino chips, but the chips are currently worthless. I think it's more like, did you guys ever go to those pizza places like Chuck E. Cheese or Peter Piper where you get, what do you call it? Tickets. And then you turn the tickets in for toys. And it's like, hey, here's my shop. You have to buy things with tickets. You can buy things with tickets. Everyone who bought a toy is getting refunded. Anyone who just held on to their tickets and didn't buy anything because they were hoping the tickets would be worth more in the future, I am not refunding, right? But there's no toys. No, what he's saying is there are toys, right? The eggs are the toys. Is the way I'm parsing it. There are no games, but there are toys. They could have spent their zoo tokens on things. Again, I think Logan Paul is a bad guy here, and he is scamming to get out of paying more. But his argument, as shitty as it is semi-sound. Hard to claim people had no intent to play when there's no game. Yeah, but he's saying like if you're not buying the game pieces, how can I imagine that you wanted to play the game? And knowing what I know about like the crypto audience, most people aren't actually buying things to play the game. Like who's buying crypto assets to play crypto games? Very few people. People are doing it to make money. Why? Because crypto sucks. It seems more than reasonable to assume you were saving your tickets to buy the toys on the game's release. That's fair. Now, that's the argument I'd love to hear on the other side, not this doesn't make sense. You should say that like, hey, why would you assume that they are going to spend? What if more animals come out in the future? What if there's rarer eggs and things like that, right? But I haven't heard people say that, and that would make me feel better about this side of the argument, right? Only base eggs and not hatched eggs either. True.
But what Logan doesn't tell you is
how do you differentiate between game players and speculators? Well, Logan Paul had a very clear criterion, and that was if you bought an in-game asset like the eggs, I will refund you, and if you didn't, you're a speculator. Is that fair or true? Maybe not. That is his logic, though.
Lawsuit?
Yeah. Old NFT trader here. You're right. Everyone in the space buys to make money. Literally everyone buys NFTs to make money. It's not real. It's all fake.
Is something he's being sued in already. He's a defendant in the lawsuit that he links in his tweet. He's just cross-suing his co-defendants. Like he's already being sued and he's just re-suing the same guys who are already being sued. And who are these secret bad actors Logan's going to hold accountable anyways? Turns out it's his employees he hired, Eddie Ibanez and Crypto King, which all of us already knew because I investigated the story a year ago.
True.
But imagine my surprise when Logan Paul tries to rewrite my investigation to pretend he did all the work himself.
That was the best part where he's like, we did forensic analysis. And it's like, wait, what? I want to see Logan's receipts for that because it feels like he just watched CoffeeZilla's videos.
And uncovered the real scam of CryptoZoo while simultaneously trying to erase his part in it. He says, and I find this very funny because I spent a year on that story, quote, "This lawsuit is the result of an exhaustive investigation that included the review of the entirety of conversations. You'd be forgiven to think he was quoting my investigation. He's not. He copied it and tried to rewrite it to make himself look good." In this lawsuit, he says things like, hey guys, turns out Eddie Ibanez's entire backstory was a fabrication, including the MIT NFL story. Can you believe it? It's like, yeah, we know. And then he goes, yeah, well, you won't believe what I discovered. Crypto King secretly sold tokens. Yeah, we know. Logan just shamelessly rips off my work claim for claim without citing me. I mean, he says things like, Mr. Greenbaum would later admit that he made millions of dollars through his surreptitious sales of Zoo tokens. But where did Logan find that admission? Was it perhaps when he investigated my video? Time and time again, this lawsuit copies my work, but is embarrassed to cite it. So they even have to say things like, based on public reports.
Oh, no. CoffeeZilla is the public reports. Oh, that's brutal. It's not even like private investigator, like they hired someone that they could just say. Because theoretically, the scam here is to hire a private investigator, tell that private investigator to watch the CoffeeZilla videos, and then say, based on our hired private, you know what I mean? You can essentially scam this completely.
Public report. Mr. Ibanez made approximately $1.7 million from selling Zoo tokens. I could swear I've heard that before. And for my calculations, he made about $1.7 million. Now look, I don't usually mind people using my work, but it's kind of a little strange that Logan is
That's me!
simultaneously trying to discredit my work, saying this lawsuit is not based on snippets of conversation taken out of context, a snipe at my investigation, while then stealth quoting it to pretend that they did any real legwork. And look, if you found that shameless, that he tries to steal my work and pass it off as his own investigation,
totally.
This next part gets even worse. Because Logan's story this whole time has been that it's all other people's fault. You know, it's just bad actors. Everyone but him was bad. He was always well-intentioned. But his timeline contradicts.
Dude, remember the Jeff calls? Jeff on the phone? Holy shit, Jeff. Logan Paul needed a better manager at that point.
According to his investigation, which is actually my investigation, in August and October of 2021, he learns that Jake Greenbaum and Eddie Ibanez are bad news, and he kicks them out of his team. So what does he do after that? He's gotten rid of the bad actors. Can't blame them anymore, right? Does he make CryptoZoo? No. For a full year before I made my video, Logan Paul had full control over his project. He admits it in his own lawsuit. And he did nothing. He said nothing. So how does he avoid accountability now? Well, enter the whipping boy, Jeff. That's right. Manager Jeff is making one last appearance. Logan blames Jeff for screwing up September 2021 through 2022. But you know what he doesn't mention? What he'll never mention? The real reason the project didn't get back on track is not because of Eddie, not because of Crypto King, but because Logan's own team stopped paying developers who are working on rebuilding the game. So those people stopped working on CryptoZoo.
Of course,
not
getting paid.
I found it. The game was dead. It had been dead for months. And that's when I made a big stink out of it. Meaning, it was 100% within Logan's power to save this game. I'm not saying nobody else did bad things, but Logan ultimately had over a year to launch it, to make things right, and he didn't. For financial reasons. Not because someone backstabbed him. He just didn't want to spend the money it would take to make things right.
So true.
You know what? That is still true now. It is still 100% within Logan Paul's power as a near billionaire with Prime to make things right, fully right, with his fans who he scammed. And if he did, gave a full refund, we would all celebrate. Me foremost. But will he? Or will he try to dodge responsibility, cheap out, rip his fans off, and avoid accountability? I think it's the latter. So, those are the three main points. You're all caught up. To recap, part one, refunds. They're being used as a bargaining chip to drop a lawsuit, and so he never has to produce this game, which has been promised for 3 years, and he's sold tens of millions of dollars for. Part two is the Zoo tokens. He's pretending they're not for a game that they definitely were for to avoid refunding people, when in fact he admits they were created to support the game. Part three is the lawsuit, where he stole my investigation, tried to pass it off as his own, but just cuts out the part where he did everything wrong and leaves out the entire year where he was solely in charge of the project. No bad actors. He could have fixed everything, but he didn't because he's cheap and doesn't want to pay anybody.
It is so funny as someone who, and CoffeeZilla used this clip intentionally, like, hey, could be the first YouTuber billionaire or looking to become a YouTuber billionaire, when it's like the difference between $2.3 million and $18.5 million at that level of money is not actually that much. for a chance to actually wash away all of your sins on the issue. Because I truly believe that CoffeeZilla would go, holy shit, Logan Paul did the right thing, because CoffeeZilla could then use that as an opportunity to toot his horn. I am the reason why $18.5 million got paid out to these victims. And I think they could handshake and move on. But instead, it's just a savings of $16 million in the cost of developing the game. Because you're right, he doesn't even have to pay those people if he develops the game. If he just spends $1 million on this like Eastern European studio and makes a shitty ass game, he could just walk away too. It seems silly. Probably cheaper than $2.5 million. Cobalt Germinator, thank you for the subs.
Anyway, I hope that catches you up with what's been going on, and I hope we as a community can have the nuance and complexity to hold in our minds two things at the same time as true. One, it's always good if victims get any money back, and we should celebrate that. However, number two is that doesn't mean we can't fight for 100% of what they deserve.
True.
And Logan Paul is not a hero for doing this or making things right. He's a serial scammer who's offering a minority refund as a last-ditch effort to save his wallet and his reputation.
Good video. Shout out CoffeeZilla. Everyone go watch it. That was awesome. I think it was really cool, and it gave some much-needed context. To the people saying that he doesn't have $16 million in liquid funds, yeah, when you're that rich, even if so much of it is locked up in equity, it is not hard to activate it. What a lot of people do is take loans against their equity that they have not accessed yet, and then just use that money. It's a way for you to like use money that you don't even have, and it's only offered to people who are rich in the first place, and it's one of the reasons why it's actually so hard to catch up to these millionaires, billionaires, and their generational wealth, right? So CoffeeZilla is right. Logan Paul came out and he let us all down. He is not actually making the game, something that everyone in the world knew he wasn't going to do when he mentioned at the end of his last videos. He is attempting to use this $2.3 million payout to people who bought in-game items and not just the currency to stop the lawsuit or to make it out of the lawsuit settlement style in Delaware. And he is being defended by other influencer friends of his because they have a vested interest in the success of their business, Prime. Something that CoffeeZilla called out, something that Ludwig called out, and something that makes sense to me. Now, maybe I'm a little bit more on the simple side in that, like, even outside of the Prime business, KSI would probably defend Logan Paul. I think they would defend each other. They're very similar, but I digress. I could just be a lover and or a hater. Shout out the UK. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Woohoo! Stanz, now the video is over. I have a business/branding question about Prime if you want to offer some thoughts. Yeah, sure. Hit me with the business brand question about Prime. I've been drinking Prime because they have it in the Mogul Moose warehouse when I work out. And unironically, pretty good. Not the caffeinated one, just the regular one. You trader? It's good. It's free. How do Logan/KSI realize the gains of their partnership with Prime? I understand that right now, they're likely paid a portion of revenue or profit, but when people talk about it being a billion-dollar company, but it seems that a lot of valuation comes from Logan KSI being the face of the brand, so they sell their stake once the value collapse behind it. So what's going to happen is, from my understanding, the way that they are going to realize the value of Prime is that a Coca-Cola or a PepsiCo is going to buy Prime. This is what happens with all new beverage drinks. Basically, there are only like 3 beverage factories in the world, 3 people making all these things. Like even if it's bottled water, fruit drinks, whatever. Coca-Cola makes Honest Tea. Coca-Cola makes Dasani. Coca-Cola makes all these sodas. Coca-Cola makes them. And so, Alicia, thank you for the raid. We're just talking a little bit about how Logan Paul would make money from Prime. So you have all these beverage companies who are out here trying to buy out all of the little guys, trying to control that, making sure that they that also have the infrastructure to stock shelves, to fill stadiums, to do things. And so if you are making a beverage yourself, your ultimate goal is to get bought by Coca-Cola. Your goal isn't to compete with Coca-Cola at all. And so if Prime is $1 billion company and Logan Paul and KSI own 10% each, and Coca-Cola buys them for $1 billion, then they each make $100 million on that without selling out. Why would Coke or Pepsi want Prime if KSI and Logan Paul doesn't come with it? It has no value without them. I think at a certain level, it has some value. There's also ways that they could buy the company, but KSI and Logan Paul confirm that they're going to do like a runway of 5 years of promotion, right? Coca-Cola has the right marketing minds and legal team to navigate this. And if they choose to do it, it would be because they actually see a path to profitability here, right? I did watch the New Year's Treat of Taskmaster. It should be in my VODs somewhere here. So I think that there's no way that they would also sign a thing that says Logan Paul and KSI can't like make a new sports drink or energy drink in the next 10 years. There's like a lot of restrictions that you can put on the sale to make sure that you're not immediately losing the value. Why would they not do it? Not doing it is you think that you're actually like a maverick or renegade in the drinks business, and that you can use the competitive advantage you have in free marketing value from KSI and Logan and compete with Coca-Cola. You think that you can sell more Prime than they can sell Gatorade or Powerade, and maybe they can. The problem is standing up the infrastructure to do that when Coca-Cola has factories in every country, has distribution channels in every country, has marketing in every country, owns all of these stadiums. Like, if they were truly trying to like wall out Prime, I think that Coca-Cola, PepsiCo could do some things. Maybe Beats by Dre is a good example, bought out by Apple, but still affiliated. That's a fantastic example, right? Even when something gets bought out, they are not throwing away a lot of what makes it valuable. Jordan brand is owned by Nike, but like you still associate it with Michael Jordan, and it's a very distinct brand than Nike for like middle-aged runners, right? Like me. It's crazy to me that people jump to Logan being the same level as KSI because Sidemen Sides and the music career KSI has on top of Prime, he's easily ahead. So if Logan Paul is a billionaire, KSI was much earlier. Is that true? I don't know enough about the Sidemen stuff. The boxing stuff is also huge. I think, yeah, KSI is crushing the game. KSI, it cannot be overstated how well he is doing from making GTA and FIFA videos. Surely what's best is sell to Coke and allow image rights and for 10% cut. Yeah, just say like, hey, you can still use us. We will do these things over the next 10 years. We want our money. And it works out. And then they work way less on Prime. They make a ton of fucking money up front. Coke has like a brand that they can tell kids is different than Gatorade. And it's like, oh, if you like influencers, you buy Prime. If you like electrolytes, you buy Gatorade. But technically, one brand owns them both. And so it's like false competition. KSI does more non-crypto shit. Then maybe Logan's made a bunch from crypto. I don't know the answer. What I understand is how Logan still has his brand trust. I think there is a cost to switching YouTubers. You know what I mean? Like, if I want to stop being a Ludwig simp and become a Northern Lion guy, I have to catch up on a lot of lore and learn a lot of things to be in this in-group. And a lot of people are willing to say, like, fuck it. What Logan Paul did isn't that bad. I just want to keep watching my comfort streamer. You know what I mean? The Sidemen Among Us vids get 3 million a vid. It's crazy in 2024. They're doing great, man. It benefits your target audience being kids. Yeah, or kids when you popped off, for sure. I also think that some creators have such dick suck riders that no matter what they do, they'll defend him and always frame it positively. Yeah, I would say that a significant amount of creators have that in general. It's mostly, they say that like you can't be canceled, you can only cancel yourself. And I mostly agree with that outside of when like the web registrars take you down. But if Logan Paul is willing to keep doing it, like his fans aren't going to do it. Besides like a lot of hardcore leftists, usually people are not getting taken off the internet. How come you don't have dick rider viewers? Because you guys fucking suck, bro. That's why. I have said, this is the 100th time I've said this. What do I want? Sycophants. When do I want them? Now. I've been saying this the whole time, bro. Oh my God. Instead, you guys want me to have like rational takes and you debate me in the comments and stuff. It's so frustrating. Ride this. Sorry, I'm almost 28. I don't got time for that. Yeah, true and tough. Stanz, drop a scam right now and I'll die on the front lines of Twitter for it. I appreciate you. Needs more hive mind. So true. Keep your dick away from me, buddy. Did you watch Alex Jones versus Destiny yesterday? I did not. I saw some tweets, but I couldn't listen to them. I don't know. Destiny is such a fucking enigma to me. It's like the hero you deserve but don't want. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck. Someone's willing to stand up and fight for these things, but this person also, like, probably doesn't believe in age of consent. That's not true. I don't know enough about Destiny, but I've seen him give some takes that I don't agree with, and it sucks that he is our champion. You know what I mean? On the left side. Shit. Yeah, worst person you know makes a good point. Yeah. I don't know enough about him. I've heard some really great takes from Destiny that I agree with, and I've heard some bad ones that I don't agree with. But I also think that going on a debate against Alex Jones, like, are you really debating? It just seems more like political theater, right? I actually could do a deep dive on Destiny because pre-debate bro stuff, this is going to be crazy. I watched Destiny on, like, Own 3D. When he was a StarCraft player who played Zerg, I watched him a little bit. I did. I know. Brevin, thank you for the Prime. Joe, thank you for the 30 months. Alicia, thank you again for the raid. I served my time. That would be interesting because how did that change happen? Actually, I would say that there's no change. I'm a little bit embarrassed by a lot of the things I thought Destiny did that were funny at that time, and that he just continued along that path, and maybe I was the one who changed. Do not do a DDG deep dive. You don't have the dick riders necessary to make Backlash worth it. I completely agree. We have to choose our battles. 1,000,000,000%. The fact that the H-Bomber guy video popped off has ruined my mental for the past month. The comments have been a war zone. No problem. I enjoy your YouTube videos. I'm sure my stream, you will like your stream. Yes. I hope that your stream likes my stream. And I hope that my stream likes your stream. He changed his mind on the F word, though, because it promoted homophobia while he might still use it in private. Yeah, the arguments against using it in private are kind of weird. But it's whatever, man. It's whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, last chance to get on the hype train. If you have a Prime available, now is the time to use it because it means that next time you won't be seeing a single ad. That's right. I'm ending the stream right here. Let's find someone to raid because I have to go. I have to talk to Cance about I got to stand on business is what I've heard people say. I don't really know what it means, but I'm going to do it. So I will raid Phil. Thank you for the Prime. I will raid Good Old Fashioned. Oh, any Tubbers. My Discord is doing a Valorant tournament. That's sick. Hold. Raid. Any Tubbers. If you like to play Valorant, sometimes my Discord has tournaments. And they're doing one right now, which is very cool. It's day 2. Thanks for watching. I will be back. Is today Sunday? I will be back tomorrow if today's Sunday. If today's Saturday, I'll be back the day after tomorrow. I don't really know what day it is. I appreciate you all watching. Peace.